Yeah, I can apply spherical geometry to water, and then it'll be curved. I have evidence, proof.
Wow,
Yeah, there you go.
you can do that, can you?
Yeah.
Right.
That it curves?
Yeah, it has to, because I mean I apply spherical geometry.
Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, genius.
3 coplanar points.
Genius.
What?
Bam! There's the radius of the Earth.
On the level.
The way I phrase it is a monument to the curvature of the Earth. It really is.
Level.
It really is.
Level.
And bam! There's the radius of the Earth.
She's right, Shill.
So
She's definitely
if you did
right.
this experiment
You
on
don't
a
know
flat
what you're
Earth, you would
talking about.
find
This
out-
isn't an
Nope, you're talking over me
experiment.
again.
You numpty. What have you done? What are your masters in?
If you
It's
did
not
this experiment,
mathematics, and it's
you're
not
listening to me.
science. It's not an
You
experiment.
don't know.
It's
yeah,
a
says the guy who
measurement. It's
doesn't know math.
trigonometry.
You're not
It's
listening
not
to me.
an experiment.
Your expertise is in talking over people, isn't it, when they try to answer your questions?
It's shutting down bullshitters.
If you're interrupting.
If the Earth was flat, you would find out that the sun must be in 3 locations at the same time.
So each point on the sphere has a different horizontal and vertical.
No,
Therefore, if you compare
top
different
and the
horizontal,
bottom.
if you compare two different horizontals, they will not be parallel, because each
They
point on
are
a sphere
always
has
parallel,
a different
Rumpus.
horizontal, local
Horizontals are
horizontal.
always
And this simple
parallel.
fact is beyond Bev, because he's a moron. Anyway, my throat's giving way, so I'm going to have to go.
I think Rumpus has got completely confused. When I say horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, that means the horizon is on a plane, and the horizontals that are parallel to it are parallel to the plane. They are plane horizontals that are parallel to the plane of the horizon.
They're playing together.
Plane between you and along the line of sight to the horizon.
You just couldn't do it, could you, Rumpus?
Plane.
Neither can you.
Just couldn't do it.
Line of sight is one.
I let Bev finish.
And
I let him
horizontal.
say
You're
everything he had to say, and
Paige.
then.
You're interrupting.
No, I'm not. I let Bev finish.
Paige, you're interrupting.
And therefore, not all.
Ed,
No,
you're
I'm
interrupting,
not. I
Ed.
let Bev finish.
You
And you're interrupting.
But
Ed,
so
you're
we didn't get
interrupting.
Rumpus's answer for that, actually, at all. I didn't hear.
Yeah, let's try it again. There is a plane that is formed along your line of sight that also joins the horizon, although the horizon is not actually a line at all, it's a curve. But if we assume for the moment...
Well, how can it be parallel to the plane of it,
You do this
Rumpus?
all the time.
Mathematical definition.
Ed, you're interrupting.
You've got to interrupt every single time, even though I didn't interrupt you initially. So let's try it again. There is a line of sight between you and the horizon, although the horizon is
Yes, you did, you lying sod.
the other endemic constructor. So here we go. I'll try it again. There is a line of sight between you and the horizon, although the horizon is not horizontal, it's curved. So there is a plane also between
Can't be
along the line
parallel
of
then,
sight.
can
We
it?
assume that the horizon is horizontal, which is not. There is a plane along your line of sight, and you are looking along the line of sight at one angle, and the horizon is then crossing that in a perpendicular. Therefore, you've got two horizontals being perpendicular to one another, and therefore not parallel. I've finished.
So are you saying that his mathematical definition is incorrect?
All his definitions are incorrect. He barely knows any of them.
You're saying the definition for horizontal
Can you
being
post the definition?
parallel to
can you
the
post the
plane
definition
of
in
the
each
horizon.
Just listen.
Paid
No,
national.
water,
You said
actually,
that.
water levels show a drop
You-
if you get.
Yeah, they
so
show a
that doesn't
drop.
work.
Where? Who shows it?
Water levels show the drop.
Water levels show the drop of
Yes,
the
they
water
do.
level.
Dip angle to the
That's
right.
a positive
shows
claim.
Water is dropping, and that should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
that's
it.
a nice
No.
claim. Go on. So how much does it drop? Does it drop that number that Rumpus just said earlier? 3.1 millimeters over 200 meters.
Well, that'd be very
Is
difficult.
that a drop of one end from the other?
Yeah, water levels show water drops in content.
Okay.
Exactly.
Does that drop depend on which end of the water level you're stood at, or
No.
no? Well, how do you know which end drops then? Because it's
Yeah,
meant to be
everything
an
drops.
even
You stand-
altitude
You're standing
what
at the
do you
top
mean
of the
drop?
ball all
You
the
go one
time.
way and drop 8 inches, then when you go back, it drops
Well,
8
it
inches
depends on
again,
which end
does
you're
it?
stood at then.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my
incorrect,
God.
because you're always standing at the
You
top
just
of the
said
ball.
it drops from both.
Yeah.
So
You
when
said
you
it was
an
hold
infinite drop.
which end of the water level then?
You're always standing at the top of the ball.
When you're holding...
It's like you're balancing on a ball.
Okay,
You're always
so
at the
you
top.
leave the water level where it is, and you walk from one end to the other. Now, where is the drop of the water level?
Here we go. Here we
No,
go.
no, not you, Rumpus.
Yeah, I know.
Not
I'm
you,
just
Rumpus.
Don't
No,
you dare,
Rumpus. Don't, Rumpus.
Don't.
Shill,
Drop-
please.
Even-
Nasty
Don't
Shill,
even think
please.
about it.
the thing you're
Oh,
talking about.
Brandon,
Your white
please
knight is
don't let
talking
him
while
wreck
you're
this.
quiet.
Exactly what we're talking about, which is the dip angle.
Not
See here, dip
you,
angle dip.
Rumpus.
So
Water
if you
level.
are at a
What,
particular
Rumpus?
height, and
Rumpus.
you measure the
Nasty
angle-
Shill,
Bro,
please.
Rumpus, they're
You're
having a
determined to make
conversation.
sure
Let's
NASA
take-
never
Nasty Shill,
understands
please.
this, aren't you, Rumpus?
You will have
Yeah.
a dip angle
Hey,
D.
Rumpus,
Hey,
Rumpus,
being
Rumpus,
on a
you
sphere.
are talking. You're just talking. Just
Well,
keep
no, we
it
had-
shorter so that we can have a back and forth.
He specializes in interrupting.
We were having a back and forth with Bev and paid NASA Shill, and Rumpus interrupted.
Well,
I
I've got a
do believe.
diagram demonstrating exactly what
That's
they
what
were
I'm talking about.
We don't care
Let
about
them
the
have a back and
diagram.
We
forth,
don't
Rumpus.
care,
Stand back for a minute and let
We
Bev
need
and
you to
Nessa,
stop.
paid NASA Shill go at it for a minute. Let's hear what they have to say.
Okay,
Would you
paid
mind?
Nasty Shill. You're at one end of a water level, let's say a mile water level. Just a big long tube, 1 mile long. And you're at one end of it. The other end, you said, drops. Well, then we're gonna leave the water level exactly where it is, and we're gonna walk to the other end that had a drop on it. What happens when you get to the other end, to the end that you were at, that was higher, obviously, because there was a drop? What happens when you get there?
You don't understand this is relative, do you?
I'm asking you, what happens to the water
it's
level
absolute?
when you are standing on the other end of it, please?
You're not. Whenever you stand on the globe, you are at the top of the ball.
Just standing
If
at
you
the end
move
of a
to the
water
other
level.
position, you're still at the top of the ball.
Yeah, but
Okay,
there's
so
a physical drop,
what
right?
happens to the
What's
other
that?
end of the water level, please?
What do you mean what happened to the other end? It stayed there exactly where it was. You changed your position. That doesn't change
you
the
said
water
there
level.
was a
What do you think
drop.
it
There
does?
isn't the physical drop?
Shut
Well,
up,
there's a physical
percentage.
drop.
There was a drop at the end when you first stood there. You
No.
said
The drop.
there is a
No,
drop.
you're measuring two places with a water level, right?
Yeah, just I got one
So
water
basically,
level.
you're measuring the
yes.
arc. So you're measuring two places
No.
at the arc.
No.
So there'd be
Drop.
an arc in between.
Drop, you said.
Oh yeah. Don't. So wait a minute. The thing is mile
You said
long, right?
drop. Yes.
We were
Is it a
talking
mile
about
long?
the dip
Yes,
angle. We were
drop.
talking about the dip angle, not the
No,
drop. We were talking about the dip
drop.
angle to
He
stop.
said
Rumpus.
drop.
Stop
She
it.
shut up. Placentas
Yeah,
being
Waz is showing you. Look.
Yeah,
Stop
drop.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Drop.
It doesn't. Wherever you are on the globe, everything is also relative to you.
You said it. You're always on the top before,
That's correct.
right? So there is a drop.
Yeah. There'd also
Yeah.
a drop from the
So
other
when
position,
you move
'cause
to
you're now at
the
top
other
again.
end, is there a drop
Yeah, but
again
you're still
to
at
the
the top.
beginning?
Yes.
Yes.
It-
So
well,
there's a
what-
drop
it's
both
like-
ways.
it's like
It
going-
depends.
So you're
it
saying. So what you're
depends.
saying is.
Go on.
How do you measure the drop?
No, go on. All right. No, wait a minute. He was saying something.
minute,
Can
so
you let him
if I
finish,
walk-
Rumpus, please?
If I walk to the pharmacist, I walk to the chemist, and I walk back, what changes, huh?
Yeah, say your water level goes from home to the chemist, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
So?
you're saying from home to the chemist, say it's a mile, there's an 8-inch drop as you walk to the chemist. So
Okay.
now you are 8 inches lower. That water is 8
No,
inches
you're
lower.
not. You moron.
Rumpus, stop interrupting.
No, she's interrupting here.
Stop.
You don't understand.
She was asking him.
they don't. They really
So
don't
what
understand.
happens, NASA, if
the
you're
same-
already 8
Okay.
inches lower than where you were at the beginning,
No,
when
that's
you
a
walk back
drop.
along
But
that water
the
level,
problem here is you need to talk about the sagita, not the drop.
That's a hump.
No.
That's a hump.
Think about what we're saying.
I know what you're saying, but you
Think
don't
about it.
understand what you're saying.
NASA,
don't
Jill, don't
understand
do
Yeah,
that.
Simple.
I
Paid.
really
How do you
do.
know that there's a
You're
drop? How do you
conflating
measure it?
drop with hump. Like,
don't
wait,
understand the difference between a horizontal and drop and level. Level, you're still the same distance from the center of the earth. So when you go to the shops,
we're just
assuming
talking
you
about a
haven't
water
nobody
level,
gone to anything,
Rumpus.
well, let's suppose there was a piece of water that joined you to the shop. You would be exactly the same elevation at those
White
two
Knight.
points.
So the
But there'll
water
be a
level's going to be the same then, Rumpus, right? There's no
That's
drop.
correct. The water level's the
There's
same.
no
So
drop.
what?
Tell NASA Shill there
You said
is
there was
no
a
Yeah, the water
drop.
level will be the same.
The drop is relative to the local
Yeah,
horizontal.
because it's
Relative to
horizontal.
where? The
In
drop
your-
is relative to where you are.
whole
If
lot.
you go to the different position, the drop is
No,
still
the
relative to
drop
where you are.
There's no
The
drop.
no
There's
matter
no
where you
drop.
are.
So the drop isn't
It should
physical.
be
It's
there.
optical.
The drop is physical.
What,
So what
the,
the- I mean,
no,
that
Rumpus,
measures,
you just
right?
said there's no
You can
drop.
measure it. I
What's
just told
going
you how
on?
to measure it.
How do you measure it? You go to this location where the drop should be. How do you measure it?
Rumpus, Rumpus, he's saying that he's saying there's a drop, Rumpus.
Right. Shill,
You
can
go to
see
this
my-
location where the
Shill,
drop should be.
Shill,
How
if
do you
you
measure
look
it?
at my Shill, if
Okay,
you
I
look
would.
at
I would need.
Don't
I would need
listen
like
to
a
him.
infinitely
Mash
strong
up,
ruler or
please.
something that could go a mile
Strong
cantilevered
ruler.
out,
Why?
and then it could measure from that point
So,
and have it be tangent at the
Is
point I
there
left,
a
and I could
drop
measure.
in the water level or not?
No.
No. Oh,
No, because
it's
the
gone.
water is always the
It's
same
gone.
distance from the center of the
It's
earth.
always horizontal. There's no
There's a
drop.
problem in terms. Shill, can you look at my diagram here? If you imagine the water level at the observer's position here, and then at the the point down here, there is a drop.
You would need.
There is a drop now. Is there?
You would need an.
Oh,
You would need
You're
a
going to
mile
confuse
long.
him, Rumpus.
You would need a
You've got no
mile long
proof of
straight
curve.
edge.
Shill, can you see by definition the drop is defined by the
drop.
local horizontal.
Again,
Be quiet.
drop, Rumpus.
Stop
Okay,
interrupting.
hold up,
Not
Shill.
just
Shill.
twat.
You said you would need
Yeah,
a
he
mile
said
long
level
straight edge.
was there was no
Yes.
Is
drop.
there any feasible, like realistic
So is there a drop or
to
not?
measure it?
Moderator!
Shill,
Physically,
Yeah.
Physically?
Feasible.
Probably not. No, I don't
method
think
of
so.
measuring it.
can you see?
I don't
that
think
It's
so. Not
horizontal,
physically.
isn't it?
Because
There's
there's
no drop.
feasible
There's
method
no
to
drop.
prove that there's a drop.
Oh no, there's optical methods you could do it. You could do it with a theodolite quite easily.
The what? You could you measure the drop with a theodolite? The
Yeah,
drop
you
that
could
isn't a
with
drop.
theodolite.
Yeah, and
just start
straight
over.
lines in spherical geometry on the surface of a sphere are curved.
Is that the geometry we use in reality,
Yeah, that's what we've got
Rumpus?
the problem with.
Is that what we use
well,
in
okay,
reality,
Depends
Rumpus?
it depends what you wish to talk about. It's
Rumpus,
not.
Rumpus,
It's not.
please,
If you're
just
talking
answer the
about a map
question.
of this, yeah, I'm listening. I understand the question. It depends what you're doing in your. If you're messing around with maps, then that is relevant. But in the 3D world, straight lines are not curved.
Right, in reality, straight lines are straight.
If in reality you're referring to a map, when you say
No,
reality, if you mean
like
3D
reality,
world,
like the reality that we all live in, right? All of us.
We use
yes.
maps. We use maps. But if you're referring to I'm moving around in 3D space,
Yeah,
then
and
the straight
surveying
lines
type
are
stuff,
not
yes.
curved.
Right, okay. So if we're surveying and we're using a horizontal, that's definitely a straight line, isn't it? Like a real straight line.
yes,
like
yes.
not
Yeah.
curved line at all. It's a
Yes.
straight line.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes.
You ask
Well
the
done
gay
for
Glover-
pointing
ask
out the
gay
1
Glover
plus 1
what
is
their
equal to 2.
sexuality is.
Okay, now last question. The water level has 2 points at each end where the water level is. Now, if you were to join one end of that point of the water level to the other end of the point of the water level, would that be a straight line?
Of course it was. This is what I drew this about, what, an hour ago for you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rumpus.
I mean, I drew this for you an hour ago. Why are you
I know
suddenly
you did.
discovering
You
this?
drew a load of other lines there as well.
Yes,
it got
and
really
you
convincing.
seem to confuse. Yes,
Yeah,
the
we did.
line. There is a line drawn between the two levels. It's a straight line, as
You do
exactly. as I
realise
drew it.
he's only saying one line.
Oh, he had 3 lines.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. Okay, if you see.
Oh,
having a
no,
problem with that,
no,
I
we
will-
don't need to see it. It's just one
No,
line.
you're
We know
not allowed
what
to show
one
us anything.
straight line looks like. We definitely know that.
Right, there we go. Here, I'm sharing it
And
now.
that would be called a level
Wow.
line, and it would be straight, right, Rumpus?
Yes, and you moron. If you remember what I said, that is the horizontal for the midpoint between the two levels. You moron.
Okay. So, okay, but it's a straight
As
line.
I'm sharing now,
Okay.
you didn't understand Even though I think you willfully misunderstood. I mean, you can't be this stupid. I mean,
No,
perhaps
it's,
you can.
it's all right,
It's
Rumpus.
difficult to know,
It's
really.
all right, Rumpus. Don't worry.
So here
Calm
we've got,
down.
I've got on screen here the diagram I was showing you earlier, and there we have the 2 pots, and I drew a
They're
line
not
between
pots,
them.
it's just a water
and
level,
I drew a
Rumpus.
line between them. The pink line was the line drawn between the 2 levels, and that is the horizontal for the midpoint between the 2 pots.
I have one question. What would happen if you lifted C just a little bit?
That wouldn't change anything.
What?
What? A water level, Rumpus?
If you lifted C?
Yes,
Let's say you
the
lifted
water-
C. If you lifted C just 4 inches, what would happen to A?
The water would balance in
The water would still be level. It would still be level between them. You wouldn't change the angles of the levels.
The angles
It's your
of
water
the
Water would
levels.
flow because they're joined
So
by
Rumpus
this pipe.
obviously has no idea how water level
You don't know. Oh my God, you're stupid.
Where's the angles,
water,
Rumpus?
The water level would not change. As you move this pot up, water would
It
flow.
would. If you move
into
one end of
there,
the water
and the
level, yes, it
angles-
does change.
And the angles,
Yes.
the water would not change between them.
Then you definitely practically don't know how the water level works.
No, I
If
do.
you
You
lifted,
just speak-
if you
you're just a
lifted
moron.
C, if you
Look,
lifted
let me draw it.
C,
Okay,
A would rise.
Let me draw it for you. I will now move
No,
up C
don't,
for you,
don't,
moron.
Rumpus, don't
Here we
draw
go. So
it.
I've moved up
You've
C,
just proved to us you don't know a fucking thing about
The
it.
water level
The
in
book,
C would
you
be
must have
listen,
missed a page
stop
in your water
interrupting,
level
twat.
book.
Stop interrupting, twat. So the water level in C would go down, and the water
He
level
hasn't-
in A would
It was
be
lifting it
quiet.
up.
The
Why would
water
it go
level in A
down?
would go up. The
I think your
water
time
level
here
in
is
A-
finished,
Rumpus,
Rumpus.
The water
Dude.
level in A would go up, and they would maintain their relative angles. It's very
Angles?
Go, Rumpus.
Rumpus.
The idea of a water level is that it's level, right? That's what you guys say.
Rumpus, just listen, man. Is the pink line parallel to the tangent line?
Well, this line here is indeed the same as that, parallel to this line. Yeah, that one.
Right, okay.
Welcome to
So they're
Flat
both horizontal then. Well, thank you very much. Horizontals
Yeah,
are
thank you.
parallel.
Here
Well done.
is the
Rumpus
horizontal
just
for
proved
this
Thank you.
flat
one
Earth
here.
for us.
You just said that water level is horizontal. Welcome to Flat Earth.
No,
should've
the
copyrighted that.
water levels are not horizontal; they're level.
Oh Lord, have
Why
mercy.
have you got horizontal wrote all over the...
Parallel.
It's very simple. I mean, I can't believe you are either very
You've
stupid
got
or
horizontal
Rumpus, are you
wrote
saying
all
the line
over
that
it.
connects the 2 water levels is level? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not level. It's a horizontal line. Horizontal is not level.
Welcome to Flat Earth, bro. All I can
Oh
say.
my
Wow.
God,
Just
Rumpus.
Rumpus, you just keep digging yourself.
terrible,
Shut
man.
up.
Hey,
Look
Glober,
further
that
down
line
the
that's
stroke,
connecting
mate.
them, that pink line should be
Holy
curved.
shit.
It should follow the curvature of the Earth if you're a globe
why
earther.
it's not a flat Earth, because horizontal and level are not the same thing. Level, remember?
Why
Except
did
it is
you...
right now because you're
Why
saying
did
that
you
water
got
level is
3
horizontal.
lines there labelled? You've got horizontal 1, 2, 3, pointing to the same line.
No, I'm not.
Yes, it is.
And
okay,
it's
Yeah,
like
man.
it's
Straight line.
Oh,
The right line, man.
Yeah, he's talking about local horizontals there.
Let me
That
make
is one
it clear
straight
then.
line there, brother.
I will now put these in different colours for Bev. Because
Why are you paying for the colours?
So there you go, Bev. That
Is
should
it
like a
make it
rainbow.
clear to you
pink line?
that they are not pointing at the same thing.
But that pink line is
The 3 lines,
connecting
man.
the levels of the water, right? It's water level, right?
Just get this absolutely right, so the Bev doesn't get confused again.
It's the same straight line, Rumpus.
Rumpus.
Those
The pink line is
arrows
water level,
are
right?
pointing
Man.
at different lines. That's right. So
It's the
now,
same straight line, Rumpus.
here we go. You
Bev,
should,
remember what I was
it's
telling you
because
about
they're close
delusion?
together,
Look at the level they go
There
to.
it is, brother.
because they're
Oh
quite
my
close
goodness.
together. These are 3 different horizontals. So I'll put that on.
Can you just put some right angles in that on that line in the centre? Because, like, where is that 90 degrees? Where's the right lines in there, Rumpus?
Yeah, where are the right lines?
Which are
I'm
the...
about
You're
to
gonna get fired, Rumpus.
clearer for you. So let's.
Did
draw...
Jesse tell you to do this, Rumpus? Jesse put you up to this?
No, I don't. I don't have.
No, I think it was Bilu.
Wow, look at this. See how many lines you can get on there, Rumpus. See if you can... Oh, well, look at this. Wow. Oh, has he made, have you made a mistake, Rumpus? Have you?
Rumpus, just listen, man. Is the pink line parallel to the tangent line?
Well, this line here is indeed the same as that, parallel to this line. Yeah, that one.
Right, okay.
Welcome to
So they're
Flat Earth.
both horizontal then. Well, thank you very much. Horizontals
Yeah,
are
thank you.
parallel.
Here
Well done.
is the horizontal for
Prove
this
you.
flat
one
Earth
here.
for us.
You just said that water level is horizontal. Welcome to Flat Earth.
No,
I should've
the
copyrighted that.
water levels are not horizontal; they're level.
Oh Lord, have
Why
mercy.
have you got horizontal wrote all over the...
Parallel.
It's very simple. I mean, I can't believe you are either very stupid.
You've got
or-
horizontal
Rumpus, are you
wrote
saying
all
the line
over
that
it.
connects the two water levels is level? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not level. It's a horizontal line. Horizontal is not level.
Welcome to Flat Earth, bro. All I can
Wow.
say.
God,
just
Rumpus,
told
Rumpus,
you
you
the
just keep digging
horizontal
yourself.
terrible,
Shut
man.
up.
Glober, that line that's
Stroke,
connecting
mate.
them, that pink line should be
Holy
curved.
shit.
It should follow the curvature of the Earth if you're a globe
why
earther.
it's not a flat Earth, because horizontal and level are not the same thing. Level, remember?
Why
Except
did
it is
you...
right now because you're
Why
saying
did
that
you
water
got
level is
3
horizontal.
lines there labelled? You've got horizontal 1, 2, 3, pointing to the same line.
No, I'm not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Yeah, man.
He's talking
Straight
about
line.
local
Oh,
horizontal.
It's the right line, man.
He's talking about local horizontals there.
Let me
That
make
is one
it clear
straight
then.
line there, brother.
I will now put these in different colours for Bev because he
Why are
thinks
you
they
paying
were
for the
same
colors?
thing. So there you go, Bev. That
Is
It's
it
like a
pink?
rainbow.
Is that a pink line?
But they are not pointing at the same thing.
But that pink line is
The three lines,
connecting
man.
the levels of the water, right? It's water level, right?
Just get this absolutely right so the Bev doesn't get confused again.
It's the same straight line, Rumpus.
Rumpus.
Those
The pink line is
arrows
water level,
are
right?
pointing
Man.
at different lines. That's right. So
It's the
now,
same straight line, Rumpus.
here we go. You
Bev,
should,
remember what I was
it's
telling you
because
about
they quite close
delusion?
together.
Look at the level they go to.
There it is, brother.
Because they're
Oh
quite
my
close
goodness.
together. These are 3 different horizontals. So I'll put that on.
Can
I'll
you
put
just
this-
put some right angles in that on that line in the centre? Because, like, where is that 90 degrees? Where's the right lines in there, Rumpus?
Yeah, where are the right lines?
Which are
I'm
the...
about
You're
to
gonna get fired, Rumpus.
clearer for you. So let's
Did
draw.
Jesse tell you to do this, Rumpus? Did Jesse put you up to this?
No, I don't have a
No, I
clue.
think it was Bilu.
Wow, look at this. See how many lines you can get on there, Rumpus. See if you can... Oh, well, look at this. Wow. Oh, have you made a mistake,
I'm including
Rumpus?
these lines
Have you?
for you, Bev, because you either are too stupid to understand them.
Damn.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be me. But it definitely have to be me that's too stupid, won't it, Rumpus? I mean, what's going on here?
This is like a Frankenstein drawing, man.
You are very stupid.
I'll give you props for not getting caught in infinite drop.
Line and the blue line, Rumpus.
How many dead models did you have to piece together to make this?
See, those lines are gonna start bending. more
Rumpus,
and
what
more
are you
as
doing now?
it's
What's
drawing.
the difference between the pink lines and the red line and the blue line?
So there we go. Let me just make this a bit clearer for everybody.
Yeah, it looks real fucking clear.
Yeah, that's definitely cleared it up for us, Rumpus. Cheers.
What is this mess, dude?
Easy
I wonder
peasy.
how long he's just gonna change his colours and shit. So
Is
he
nobody
can't-
going to come and save you, Rumpus? I mean, what's going on?
Lines here.
Rumpus, man, I love you. You're the best.
Right, so there we go. So hopefully Bev can now count beyond 1. I can appreciate there are 3 lines here.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a green line, which
Oh, it's
represents
definitely clear which all of these ones are, isn't it?
Hey, I see a hump
the
there. I see a
horizontal for
hump.
this one. The blue line represents the horizontal for this one. And in the middle, we have a pink line, which represents the horizontal for the point.
Oh, is that looks like it's measurable, Rumpus.
Line meet in
Look
the
at that
center.
hump on A.
So there we
Definitely
go.
measurable, that, Rumpus, right?
So there we have 3.
Definitely
Discounted
measurable, isn't it,
hydrostatic
Rumpus?
pressure.
We have 3 different points.
Yeah,
What
that
scale
looks
are
like
we
it's
working on
measurable,
here,
Rumpus.
I don't see
By the
any
center
scale
point?
on this thing.
What? I'm
Thank
confused by
you,
the center
Rumpus,
point
for
where
the
you have the
colors.
pink one,
I
and then you have the
appreciate
where the
It's
green and
1
blue
mile.
meet.
That
Can you
look
explain
at
the
this.
difference?
There's a measurable bit in the middle there, Rumpus. You
Oh,
can,
there's a mile. Yeah, okay.
yeah, he's,
Right.
he's
Green
doing
line.
a
Can you
method,
explain what's
right,
going on at point
Rumpus?
D?
Can we do this test, Rumpus? Sounds like a great test. Look at that measurable thing there at horizontal 2. How much do you reckon that could measure? You could put a
Yeah, can you
tape
zoom
measure
into
there, couldn't you,
horizontal
and
too?
see that?
Zoom into horizontal 2 and explain what's going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, horizontal 2 needs a little bit of an explanation.
That would be
going
where
on
the horizontals intersect, right, Rumpus?
That's horizontal, and that's horizontal too.
Wait, the pink one or the other one?
That you arrange them. Well, they wouldn't intersect at that point. They don't
What do you
actually.
Can you zoom in there? Just explain the gap and explain
Them
what's going on?
horizontals on your drawing definitely intersect, Rumpus. They definitely do.
The blue line and the green line will intersect.
Rumpus, can you get a surveyor to measure horizontals intersecting like that?
Yes, you can. I mean, just the main surveyor's done
No,
exactly.
they're not fucking
Can you
surveyors,
zoom
man.
in
They're
where that big
YouTubers.
arrow
They're
points a little bit?
surveyors.
That's
Bullshit.
nice, yeah, nice,
Like
good
you
claim
are.
that, right, Rumpus? So they'll be able to come and back that up. Who was that again, Rumpus? Who was that? The main
Bring him in.
surveyor. Is he a
Bring him in.
YouTuber?
Jessica Kozlowski's done the same thing. Doesn't make
Jessica
Bring Jesse
Kozlowski
in.
as well. Nice.
Bring them in. Why are you representing them?
So this
Because you don't know
reflects
shit.
what the main surveyor and Jessica Kozlowski has done. Because this, for instance, if you think of this as
Yeah,
being
but all you've done is read a textbook, and here you're representing them. Why are they so fucking scared they can't come over here and represent themselves?
they don't happen to be.
They got to send a moron like you in here to defend them?
Theodolite? What have you got a theodolite there for? We're just
Hold up,
talking
hold up,
about
hold up.
water
Guys,
level,
guys,
Rumpus.
can
What
we
you
get some
doing?
flexibility? Rumpus,
And the
I have a
blue
simple
line
question.
here being the horizontal for that particular theodolite. And
It's
then
theodolite. It's a water level, Rumpus.
No, I've turned it into a theodolite.
Why?
So
Rumpus,
now
I have a
we've
simple
got-
question, bro. From the pink line and the green line and the blue line and where they all intersect, where
They don't
is
all intersect.
the water level?
He doesn't fucking know
They
now.
don't intersect. They're only the blue and the green intersect at this point here.
The horizontals. That's where the
Where's water
horizontals
level? Which one is the
intersect.
water level?
The water level is in A and C. And
No, I
A
mean
and C
between them.
locations.
Yeah.
So
If
what's
you're
the
going to
problem?
draw the water level between them, like the line that...
I've extended this. What this green line is the water level extended for A, and this blue line is the water level at C.
Is this what you imagine happens, Rumpus?
So that's
But
where the
water-
levels
Three water
intersect.
levels the same.
Then.
You have 3 water levels, Rumpus.
Yeah, the
Can you
water level
prove
should be
this
the same.
stuff,
There should be
Rumpus?
complete overlap.
Water level.
Wow.
Has he ever used a water level practically?
Never. Hell no.
Rumpus, the
Rumpus.
water level should have complete overlap. I don't
Damn,
understand why you
he
have
talks
different
all
water
the time.
levels.
Yeah.
Why don't I have what? Sorry.
I'm saying the water level should have complete overlap. The lines of the water level, there should only be one that overlap each other. There shouldn't be multiple water level lines.
We've got 2 water levels, therefore. Well, I've made it bigger.
That's
They
They are
one.
the same
Rumpus, that's
level.
one
So they are
water
one.
level. One.
There's
one water level.
here, but water levels
Singular.
give you the horizontal. If you look along the joiner line between
No,
the
you don't
two.
look.
All right. So let's say
I
instead
need
of
some
having
qualification on if he's ever used one
Let me
practically.
finish. The water level I've drawn
Rumpus, can you prove this to us instead of just drawing a little
Can we
crayon drawing?
get? Can we get that clarification,
You never
Rumpus?
stop. I mean,
Have
I'm
you
getting
ever
my word.
used one?
Let me clarify real quick. Rumpus.
Yeah,
instead of
that's
having
all
two-
you do.
We have 2 pots right now, right? Imagine you have
No,
one long
we don't
pot.
have 2 pots.
We do
Right?
have 2 pots.
Percentage. Have you ever used a water
No, I'm
level
using his-
either?
I'm using his
Can I?
terminology.
Can I?
If you
No,
don't
no,
use
no,
terminology-
no. Can I? We
Yeah,
just
let's
get
have
clarification,
one.
please. Can we get
got-
clarification? Have you ever used a water level, Rumpus?
No, I don't need to.
Okay. Percentage. Have you ever used a water level?
I said no.
No, I didn't ask.
to.
Are you called
There is-
percentage as well, Rumpus?
He asked percentage.
Yes, I
Rumpus.
have, Bev, and I'm only said pots because that's the word that he knows, and I'm trying to,
Well,
elucidate it
don't.
so
No, he
understands.
only knows it because he made it up because he
That's
doesn't
fine,
know
that's
what a water
Well,
level
what do
is.
you want to
So
call-
Don't
those
appease
two-
him.
What do
So
you want
again,
to call?
real quick, Rumpus, those 2 pots. Imagine it's one long pot and draw the water level line.
One
there,
long
okay?
pot. Why'd you do that, percentage?
What do you want to call the thing?
One long pot joining those 2
Yeah,
pots.
talk to the guy
right?
that doesn't know
And-
about
and make the
water
water
levels
level
and has
line
never
there.
used water levels.
Hey, Rumpus,
and use
teach
what
me
he
about,
knows.
Bev, why
your gloves.
exactly are you policing what other people are saying in here? I
Oh,
mean,
fucking
Because we
A.
need qualification on if they've used one.
Percent.
Why are you
What's your-
defending Rumpus and jumping on Bev? I don't
I'm
get
just
that.
defending a Rumpus. I'm not defending Rumpus. The fuck
Rumpus,
you
I just wanna know where the water
for
level
using a
line is.
term.
percent?
Let him
What
fucking
is the
talk.
question?
Yeah, so I want to know where the water level line is. So I want you to
Which
instead of
one?
having 2 separate pots, have one long pot that
Just a
joins
water
that spans
level.
that entire distance and draw the water level line.
I've drawn the water level in green for A. I've drawn the water level for C in blue.
But water is level everywhere.
same water
it should be the
level,
same line.
Rumpus.
Those aren't the same line, so that's not the water level. Obviously, that's
is
the
water
horizontal of the water level in each pot. I want you to give us the water level for the entirety of it.
Water level. Let me show you what a level is. That's something you cleared up.
Rumpus, you
It's
don't
one
know.
tube.
It's pretty clear, Rumpus. You don't know what it is.
I know exactly what it is. You don't know. You've not read a single textbook.
Oh, here he goes with the textbook.
Right, so here we go.
Textbook on water levels.
Textbook over practical use in reality.
Doing a different
Wow.
thing, Rumpus.
Here is a.
How the
here is
hell
the
do
level.
you envision that in your
Here
brain?
Okay,
is the
so
level.
all right, we're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere.
Rumpus, did you
Here
hear me?
is another level. So I've got two levels I've drawn in here.
I guess you can't hear me.
Levels, and notice they're the same elevation around the all around the globe.
Okay, so the dashed line is the water level then.
The distance between the level and the center of the Earth is the same for all points. That is the definition level. This is something that Bev doesn't
All right,
understand.
Rumpus, can you?
So you
delete
have curved
fucking dashed
water.
line? We don't need the second one. So the first dashed line is the smaller dashed line. That one is the water level, correct?
That is it's a level. You can call it the water level, but it's so small. These little pots we've got here that they're also level and horizontal.
Rumpus, can I say something real quick? You should have a even elevation, even altitude across the surface of the water, right?
It's very big. They
Yeah,
would
they never let you
follow
tell it.
the dashed line. So in other words, if I had a huge pot, so a big swimming pool, say, I suppose I created a swimming pool here.
Size doesn't matter, Rumpus.
Then the water level. Let me draw an enormous swimming pool here.
He doesn't want to. He
Here
doesn't
we
want
go.
to look.
Enormous swimming pool I've drawn here. Let's make it a solid. And I make it really huge. And the water level would follow.
That's what she said.
The water level would be.
Yeah, we see it. That dashed line, that's the water level.
Correct. The dash
Now
line.
we have 4 water levels.
Hey, do you want the Ruhif numbers, Rumpus? Do you see if you agree with them? Let's go and get. I'll just go and get them. Put them in. Where do you want them? In general. I'll go and get the numbers for you. Right. See whether you agree with them, Rumpus.
One more horizontal for me, Rumpus. One more.
Is it
Maybe
in-ground
two.
swimming pool, Rumpus?
Yeah, Rumpus. Now that you're not, now that you're not talking, can I say something? Water is horizontal based on an even altitude of atmospheric pressure. Unless you have a curved air, you're not going to have curved water. Do you understand?
Do you understand that gibberish you just spouted?
Because you don't fucking know what I'm saying.
Perfect sense, Rumpus. Make perfect sense.
I've explained a level. That is what the water. These dashed lines are what a water level would conform to. So I've built an airborne swimming pool
You drew
here
a diagram to discredit hydrostatic pressure.
of the. So let's put this. I'll put the boundaries of the swimming pool in here.
Can you put like a couple of babes in the swimming pool so we know it's a pool or something?
But true water level would be embedded in the earth, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to have a look at the numbers and check them, Rumpus, seeing as we've got horizontals intersecting?
Okay, I'll tell you what, I would draw.
Check the numbers, will you?
Hold on, I'll be there in a second. I'm just going to draw
then we can
Yeah, draw the swimming pool inside the earth.
We know what we should be measuring then, right?
There we go.
If reality was Rumpus's drawing, we would all be dead.
Right, there we go.
We have floating swimming pools.
An even bigger pool. In fact, I'll make it an ocean. Why not make it an
This
ocean?
is gold right here. This is gold.
There you go.
Yeah, why not make it
there
an
you are.
ocean?
So there's the
Same
surface
water
of the
level
water.
the whole way.
And you
Keep
see that's
going.
all level. The top of that water is all level, which means it's curved, of course. That's
Level
different
is
from horizontal
curved.
because horizontals are straight lines. So who's
Oh!
asking me?
What?
Who's asking me a question?
What?
Contradicting
That's
yourself.
correct. I mean,
Go
it's
and check the
clear-
numbers in the general, Rumpus. Just
Numbers for what?
the curve numbers or the drop numbers
My
or
God,
the
he really doesn't
hump
listen to
numbers.
anything,
It
does he?
depends what you want to do.
No,
how
he
do you
doesn't.
how do you do your geometry,
Far out.
Rumpus?
Well, if you're asking me for the formula for drop, why are you giving me that? I know that.
No,
yes.
they're numbers. They're actual numbers, measurements, distances. You can put a tape
Calculations.
measure to.
So,
Right. Well, just check them, will you?
you want me to check the numbers you've put in here for drop? Well, I can go to my spreadsheet and do
That
that.
Ruhif
Good.
gave us.
Ruhif gave us the
Yeah,
number.
we're particularly looking for the drop or Sagitta number for 200 meters, please.
Draw the drop numbers on the screen, please.
200 meters.
Okay, let me go and I will just bring up my spreadsheet and do that for you if you like.
Well,
Draw 'em on
you
the
can
screen.
check, right? You check with the ones that
Oh.
we've got in the general chat.
Yeah, we could cross-check. That'd be good.
This is Ruhif. Ruhif's numbers, these ones for the 200 meters.
Right. So
Ruhif's your boss, right? Is he the one that pays you, Rumpus?
you want to know the drop, not all this, or do you want the bulge? Do you keep on switching? Which do you want, the drop or the bulge?
We want it's the same, Rumpus. Do you not know how your geometry works for your model?
I don't want your
Yeah,
bulge.
that's all right. Yeah, just give us
Oh,
the
he
drop
knows. He
number
went to
for a
private
3.1
school,
then,
but,
right?
Apparently,
Okay.
Rumpus went to the finest private schools.
Right, so what,
A boarding school, I believe.
He was the
right,
best
Rumpus?
colorer in class.
you want to know the drop
Yes.
for how far?
200 meters from your position at the start, 200 meters away, please. That would be 2 by 100 meter water levels for the Sly Sparkane method.
So the drop
Yeah.
for over a distance
Yeah.
of 200 meters.
Yeah.
Let's just, I'll show you what drop means, so I don't think you understand the difference. You clearly don't understand the difference between that and bulge.
Oh no, not another drawing. God.
No, I've got one ready prepared. I don't need to draw anything.
We all know what drop is, Rumpus.
No,
We
you don't.
can tell.
You really
Yes.
don't. Here we go.
Yes.
So here's what drop is. Here's a diagram of what
You
drop
measure it with a horizontal reference line.
So, in other words, it's the curvature away. So, if we imagine you're on the surface
It's
of the
the
Earth,
amount
you're
the water level drops on your imaginary model from horizontal. We understand.
I'm telling you what drop is. So, if we have a point on the surface of the Earth here, the drop.
Give us the number, Rumpus.
The
200
drop
meters.
of the Earth is the distance from a local horizontal
Water
to
level.
the surface of the
Yeah.
Earth. So that
from
is
horizontal.
a drop.
Yeah.
So, whereas bulge, which you seem to think
what-
was the same
What
thing,
number,
you're a moron.
Rumpus? Yeah, go
I'm
on.
going to tell you what bulge is. The bulge.
Don't show me your bulge, Rumpus. I don't
Dude,
want
look at
that.
the right line
What's-
geometry. Everything's in
what's the
reference to a straight line.
This is painful.
What's the distance of his local horizontal?
Diagram that includes
Yeah, he
both
won't answer that. I've already asked him.
drop, and Bev doesn't know the difference
He
between them.
doesn't. He
Apparently,
doesn't know how long his local horizontal is.
What is
He
it?
can't-
What
he
is
can't put a
local?
distance to it.
distance here
What's the
is
distance?
bulge, and this distance here is
Look
the
how
drop.
he uses the
doesn't know
straight
the
lines,
distance.
the right lines to reference.
He doesn't
the curve.
even know the drop number.
There's the drop, and if you want the drop for 200 meters,
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta stop talking for a second.
is just
How long is
over
this for?
3 millimeters.
Christ.
Brilliant. That's
How long is
what
this
Ruhif got.
how long is this
3.1
local?
millimeters, right?
Correct.
Measurable. Like you could measure that, couldn't you, with a ruler?
Well, that would be quite difficult to do because you'd have to have a perfectly straight line to measure
Yes,
it
you
against.
can.
Yeah, you gotta have a straight
Just
line.
have a ruler. It's all right.
Well, that's where the distance of the local horizontal comes in.
Ruler that's straight over 200 meters. Do you have that? No, you don't.
Yeah, I can mark it with a pencil. Don't worry about the method, Rumpus. I'll do that. You could
do that.
definitely measure that, though, couldn't you?
Well, you'd have difficulty. You'd have
Why?
to do it optically. You'd have to do it optically.
No, I can mark a pencil mark, and I can mark another pencil mark, and I could tell if there was 3.1 millimeters difference between those two pencil marks.
How wide are your pencil
Surely.
marks?
What straight line are you measuring the 3 millimeters against?
What do you mean?
What's the local?
I said,
What's the
like,
local horizontal with the water level?
don't worry about the method, Rumpus. Leave that to
How wide-
us. We'll be
How wide are your
fine.
pencil marks?
Realize the problem.
you guys are
because
asking
you're
about
What's the
moron.
distance of the horizontal?
His pencil is.
You
Come
would
on,
have
man.
to get. You would have
Exactly.
this
3
pink
millimeters,
line.
man. That's not a lot of.
This pink line, you would have to create this pink line, and then this is exaggerated here. You would have to have that in place to then measure it down to the ground, and then say, "Oh, this is 3 millimeters." But you need this mechanical thing here, unless you're going to do it optically.
Nah, you don't, Rumpus. You'll be fine.
Optically doesn't work.
Rumpus, what do you do with your eyes closed so you don't do it optically? I mean, damn, you got to open your eyes if you're going to do
What was it?
anything.
3
don't
coplanar points.
Bam.
Wow.
Jeremy, did you have a question? Jeremy?
Right. Hopefully, we've now dealt
Hold
with
on. Hold on, Rumpus. Jeremy, did you have a question?
Yeah, how long is that local horizontal? Is it 10 feet, an inch? How long?
Infinite.
How long is the water?
Infinite.
An infinite. Oh, my
That's a long local.
Wow.
Holy
Local is
No
infinite.
way.
That's a very long
The
local.
horizontals are infinite.
Local horizontal is
I
infinite.
wasn't ready for that.
Can you say that again clear?
No, that was awesome.
They're parallel too, as well, aren't they?
Only at one
Parallel.
point.
Jeremy, this local horizontal is a tangent.
Good job, Jeremy.
It goes off to the other end of the universe. Why do you
I
think
mean,
it's
Rumpus always throws the curveballs at you. You never know what you're gonna get.
Local horizontal is infinite. We're done here, folks.
Game over.
Line goes on forever. You don't understand that?
I mean,
Did you fall asleep during geometry too?
Oh,
Why
little
is it
Satan
local?
has to
Why is it
chill.
called
Planes
local?
are infinite, right?
Why is it called local?
the
Because it's
point
tangent
where-
at one point and local.
What's the point?
Jeremy,
trying to.
Jeremy, the point is there where I've got the little eye. That's it's only valid for that point. If you
But
want
it's an
to know
infinite
How
plane.
long is the point? How
It's
long
an
is the point?
infinite
The point is the. What do you mean? How long is the point? The point is very small, right? Infinitely small.
Oh,
How
thanks.
long is it
Thanks for that
horizontal?
Shill, go back to
explanation.
sleep.
No, I mean you guys don't understand geometry. I mean I don't know why the rumpus is bothering with you,
You
really.
don't understand it.
Why are you
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Oh, we're just gonna say stupid
Don't
shit
spoil
now.
the conversation, Shill.
Oh, this is
Please
class.
explain what
You
we
guys
don't
obviously fell asleep during
understand.
geometry class. I
This
don't know
is
why
what a
the rumpus
model
is
does
bothering
to
you.
you.
You don't know.
See
You
that?
don't know that.
Right
You
there.
don't know that
That's what a
mine's
model
going
does to
forever.
your
Another
brain.
hot choco, and go to
Ask
sleep.
Rumpus real quick.
So
Yeah,
Jeremy,
yeah, right.
You
Those
have to
are-
look at that.
Jeremy,
That's what a model does to your brain.
You guys have been
Those
asleep your
are
whole life,
radiant.
apparently.
You just don't have 360 of them.
Oh, wow, that's a big wheel.
around
Yeah,
the
at
ball.
least we
What a
worked
moron.
Look at
Jeremy.
Rumpus's imagination. The
Look at
verticals
that.
and
No,
everything.
this is reality. You guys just have to
That's a
deny it because
circle.
it doesn't fit.
That's a circle.
Jeremy, do you understand this diagram and all these little
No.
horizontals?
Listen, nobody. First of all, nobody ever understands your diagrams. Hold on, let me get a
Well,
screenshot.
in which
Pretty
case you're
good.
very
Hold on.
stupid because it's really simple diagram. This one, I know. Bev
Yeah.
Yes, we understand.
Yeah,
Rumpus.
what you
It's
know
just
that I
nonsense.
know, Rumpus, is
It's not nonsense. It's
obviously.
perfectly. What's wrong with it?
He honestly
My main
does.
It's
confusion is
nonsense.
He
Why
knows
is it
my
nonsense?
main confusion is
time and time again. He doesn't understand this
We
simple
have
diagram.
already explained why. If you weren't
Jeremy,
No,
listening,
you
that's
haven't.
your problem.
he's a bit
Now
bright.
imagine trying to talk logic to this character.
Let me just
Just
double check.
imagine that.
You would know logic if you bit you in the butt.
Can I just have a quick chat with Jeremy? Jeremy, can you see?
Those
this
are
diagram?
radians around your ball there, buddy.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, imagine horizontals go in every
Horizontals
direction.
around the
Yeah.
ball. You get that?
Imagine
Do you understand-
horizontals all the way around the circle.
360 to have freaking 360 pi
Jeremy.
radians, man.
That's
Get with
Bendy's
it.
uncle, right?
Correct.
Bendy's
That's all
Which
Correct.
way is vertical?
Yeah.
Let's spin the wheel.
You guys one at a time.
Every point has a tangent to it. Exactly. Thank you.
Do you understand all those horizontals on the globe model, Jeremy? Even if you don't.
All of
Oh,
those
man.
horizontals parallel to them verticals. It's
How long is
fantastic.
Those are 360
Each
degree pi
horizontal has a
radians, yeah,
parallel
moron.
vertical.
Could you stop over talking, Jeremy? Jeremy, can you answer?
Horizontals around the curve.
Come,
Those
Jeremy.
are radians, you
Jeremy,
freaking
do you
douchebag.
understand Come on, Jeremy.
Vertical and horizontal are two reference frames. They're not all over the fucking place.
Do you understand this diagram, Jeremy?
Rumpus, stop talking so he can answer.
Incorrect.
You just keep saying the same
Nobody
fucking thing
does.
over and over and over. You won't stop long enough for anyone to say anything.
You're stopping him.
Then stop
word in.
talking.
Come on, Jeremy, speak up.
How long is the water horizontal for?
It's not. It follows the curve of the Earth.
Oh,
What?
God.
Horizontal.
It follows a level.
Why have you got horizontal
What
all the
if
way
it's
round
not
there?
do
Then
that?
what are you
The
talking
water's not
about?
locally horizontal. You're telling me.
Jeremy. So, do you understand this diagram that shows
Is the
how
water
every
local? Is the water
Do you
horizontal?
stand under my authority? No, we don't.
Water horizontal.
Sorry, go, Jeremy.
Oh,
Don't stand
guys, I
under
can't
that
be-
wheel, you
I
get
can't be
wet.
loud,
It'll,
right?
it'll make you wet if that's water.
Yo, go ahead, Jeremy.
I think he had a problem with his mic or something.
Jeremy, have
Go
you
ahead,
given
'cause
up?
I can't be screaming over you guys. Just go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We're waiting for you, Jeremy, to speak. Whether you understand this idea of every position on the surface of the Earth having a different horizontal, but all being level. All the points I've just shown there are all level. They're all the same distance from the
So
center.
what
of
were
the
you? What were you talking about being horizontal for local then?
Can you not
What's
see the
locally
diagram, Jeremy? We're talking about this diagram. Can you see
What
this
is
diagram?
locally? What was locally horizontal that you were just talking about?
Every point where I've got on this little arrows, this sequence here.
A point is horizontal.
Sorry?
It's horizontal. A
What?
point is horizontal.
No, but it's not horizontal. There is a tangent to that point, which is
point
horizontal.
was horizontal.
Horizontal is a line.
Tangent out
The
of point.
tangent's horizontal, or the point's horizontal.
Try not to be this stupid. Each point has got its associated horizontal, as I've drawn in the diagram.
Rumpus, are you saying that it's horizontal at each and every single point?
Jeremy,
Yeah,
please.
there's
Yes,
infinite
that's what they're
horizontals
saying.
because
They're
the
magic
tangent
geoid.
point,
He's fantasy
the
land.
tangent point, you can
Say
elongate
it,
that,
Rumpus,
and that makes it
geoid.
horizontal.
Speak up for
Say it,
Christ's sake.
geoid, geoid.
That's the definition of a point.
All parallel to each other.
Geoid.
Yo,
Me
Rumpus,
and
I
my
got a question for you.
geoid.
Hold up, Essie, I got a question for Rumpus. So Rumpus, how do you make the horizontal line? How do you get that tangent?
Well, you've gotten all shy because you've realised perhaps you understand now. I don't know.
No, I want to know. I want to know how long. What were you talking about being locally horizontal? What were you talking about? The water?
Each point on the surface of the Earth, as I've drawn here, has a horizontal associated with it. which is
Each and everywhere you go, you have a horizontal.
We need a definition for a point.
All right, Rumpus, let's take 1 point. How do you figure out the local horizontal?
Because at that point, you know what the down is, and therefore you know what 90 degrees to that is, as I
To the
described.
geoid, right?
Okay, so hold on.
For the geoid,
What do you
right,
use to
Rumpus?
point down? A plumb bob, right? Yeah. Okay, so this plumb bob, you're saying the perfect center of it is the point at which it's tangential, right?
Well, the plumb bob points down, so vertical. I've drawn vertical down and up for you. You can imagine that being a plumb bob following these blue arrows. So
yeah, so the tip of the plumb bob is the.
Hey,
the
percentage,
point-
can I say something real quick?
Local horizontal, right?
Rumpus, can you demonstrate this drawing in reality? Can you do that?
Following this blue arrow, why are you having a problem?
God,
with
he
that?
never listens to
Are
me.
you being willfully stupid here? I mean, are you in the
No,
wrong?
because you're stupid.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How big is the tangent point?
Infinitely small.
Infinitely small.
Yeah.
So that means that on this infinitely small line or point, either side of it won't be horizontal, right?
Correct.
It's only horizontal in that infinitely small point.
I don't
Okay,
understand
now
the line of
what's
questioning. It's
bigger,
like
the
going
tip of
nowhere.
the plumb bob or the infinitely small point?
What is the point?
But the point is that the plumb bob is a close approximation to the tangent point. It's
Okay, but
good enough.
isn't it true that because it's only tangential at this infinitely small point, that the plumb bob isn't actually horizontal?
I'll never be able to talk over
Oh,
percentage.
it's pretty freaking close. Come
That
on.
line of questioning is
Close
bullshit.
enough.
No,
It's
see y'all.
close enough.
It's close enough.
It's
Yeah, it's
close
pretty-
enough.
So
Jesus Christ.
on either side, you're gonna have an angle. Hold up. On either side, you're gonna have this asymptote, right?
Everything has got to be absolutely perfect, and that's not the case in the real world.
Okay, but on either
I'm
side
pretty
of this
good,
infinitely small
Rumpus.
point, you're gonna have a line and a curved line from the Earth, and then this horizontal line, and it's gonna be asymptotic, right? It's gonna infinitely approach zero.
What?
What? I mean, I don't understand why you're making a meal. I mean, you really this
Rumpus
stupid.
doesn't even know
There
what
will
you're
be
talking
a-
No,
about.
he's trying. Well, he's trying to point. He's trying to do you
Get a
a
horizontal line if it's an
he's trying
infinitely
to-
small point. You're assuming that this infinitely small point is dead center on this plumb bob when you don't even know that.
Well,
Not going to
it
be an
doesn't matter.
This
asymptote.
line of questioning is going the wrong way.
You
Parallel,
couldn't
is
measure it. So it's
Exactly, you
irrelevant.
can't measure it.
So it's irrelevant. The
Reification.
point you're making is irrelevant.
No, you're assuming that you're
We're not
making
assuming.
a
We
local
know
horizontal
that
when you're
we
really not.
know
What you're doing is
because
making a
the
local
Earth
level.
is so big, we know that the angular difference between one atom's worth to the left or to the right is going to make absolutely no difference to the position, the angle of
It
the
would
horizontal.
still be
so you don't have to worry about it.
perpendicular, wouldn't it, Rumpus?
I missed it. You interrupted me, so I have no idea what you're saying.
I said it would
As
still
usual,
be
you-
perpendicular, wouldn't it, Rumpus?
Yeah, the horizontal is perpendicular to the local vertical. Yeah, so
The plumb bob
what I've been
at
making.
everywhere.
No, the vertical
Yes,
is
every point a plumb bob will be perpendicular to horizontal, right?
No, the horizontal is defined in terms of the plumb bob. You've got it round the wrong way again because you're a moron.
The plumb
way
bob
the
is
horizontal-
vertical, is it?
Try
Is the
listening
plumb
and
bob
learn.
vertical?
Try listening and learning something.
Is the
The
plumb bob
Listen and
vertical?
learn, you moron. A vertical is the thing that something like a theodolite determines. It determines
No.
that.
No,
the
plumb bob.
determines vertical.
Listen, moron.
Yeah.
A theodolite and a plumb bob, first of all, establish a vertical.
A
And
plumb
then-
bob, yes.
Listen, twat. Listen,
plumb
you
bob,
Okay,
is that
plumb
like
bob's
a solution?
vertical. Thank you very much. Now,
learn
is horizontal perpendicular to
Listen
that?
to me, moron. Listen to me, moron. You'll actually learn something. You
Yeah.
determine a theodolite determines the local vertical, and then
No,
from
the
that-
theodolite does not
Listen,
determine
moron.
the
Listen,
local
moron.
vertical,
Listen,
Rumpus.
moron. Listen, moron. And the
The
theodolite
vertical's
says,
already
"Listen,
there."
moron. Listen, moron. And then it determines the local horizontal by
doesn't.
working out. Listen, moron. At 90
Why are
degrees.
you scared
to
of
that.
what Bev's got to
So
say,
it-
Rumpus?
First of all,
Because Bev's talking shit.
Why are you
That's
so
why.
scared of
Because
what
it
he's got to
determines
say?
the
Well,
He's
then
talking
Rumpus
shit.
shouldn't be worried about him
determines the
letting him speak
vertical.
then, should he?
It
Well,
determines
if he, no, he's talking
doesn't.
pure and utter shit.
No,
From that,
the
it
So
determines-
Rumpus shouldn't
theodolite
be
doesn't
worried about letting him
determine
embarrass
a
himself,
vertical.
should he?
From that, it
But he's
determines the
desperately
horizontal.
trying to stop Bev from saying
From
anything.
the vertical, it determines the horizontal. Go ahead.
The plumb bob, a vertical, is vertical. It doesn't determine it. The vertical's already there. The perpendicular to that vertical,
Hang on, moron.
perpendicular to vertical is horizontal. Horizontal's a straight line.
Hang on, moron.
I said about 10 times. I said that 10 times, and you've now repeated.
Yeah, but the difference is Bev was saying it from the start, whereas you said something wrong and he was trying to correct you, and then you switched.
Wrong at all. He got it wrong because he defined.
You disagreed with him when he said that the horizontal is perpendicular to the plumb bob.
He defined horizontal first, which is wrong. I then corrected him.
Both there. They're both right lines, Rumpus.
First of all, determines vertical, and from that, it determines horizontal. He got it round the wrong way.
They're both right lines.
Because presumably he's picked up on the fact that he got it wrong the first time round. So he's
They're
now
both right lines, Rumpus.
So well done for repeating
They're
what I said.
both straight lines.
But now you're correct.
And
but you weren't correct.
anywhere along the horizontal, a perpendicular would be vertical, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't.
What do you mean?
Because it's only at one point that it's
No,
vertical.
it's not. It's a horizontal line. It's horizontal.
You must be being willfully stupid.
It's a right line, Rumpus.
Yes, but it's no longer pointing to the centre of the earth. These horizontals are
No,
different.
that's a vertical. Vertical goes up and down. The horizontal goes from left to right
Here we go.
on
This
the
is what
horizontal
Lord is
plane.
He's saying that if you move along the horizontal,
Yes.
then you draw this line, that will also be down.
At
And it won't,
every
because
point when you hold a
as
plumb
you
bob,
can all
it will
see-
be perpendicular
as you
to
can
the
see,
horizontal.
This is no longer down.
Can you?
This line,
A horizontal's
what
a
this
straight
moron
line,
just
isn't it?
said,
Rumpus.
because he's a moron.
Listen to what he's saying.
No, you listen to what I'm saying because I'm demonstrating
No,
why.
a horizontal's a
you're
straight
wrong.
line.
No, I'm absolutely correct. Can you not see it graphically here, Paige?
Verticals are perpendicular.
Can you not see what I'm
Anywhere
Yo,
along
Rumpus,
that
take a breath, man.
horizontal line, you can create a vertical that is perpendicular. They will always be 90 degrees, Rumpus. They are right lines. They are parallel.
You bang on,
Hey, guys.
Paige. Bang on.
Always parallel.
I do apologize for breaking in here. I apologize. Just give me a minute. I apologize for breaking in because I think you guys were actually about to crack this thing wide open. But C4 did have a question. $5 super chat for Jeremy. Going to be a tough one for him to field. Question for Jeremy. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I'm going to need that in imperial units. Thanks. Thumbs up. Jeremy, so if you could please respond to that, I would appreciate it.
So as
It's
this,
as many shells as she sells at the seashore. That's how many.
or you're being willfully stupid.
Oh,
You should be able
shit. Good answer, Paige.
Ah, thank you.
You
No,
should be able
Rumpus, I just understand basic geometry, planar geometry that we use to
Holy
measure the
shit,
Earth.
he's still
I
on
have
this?
logic. I have a logical and rational mind, and I understand that water doesn't hump, doesn't curve, doesn't go down a drop.
Hey.
It is level, horizontal, 90 degrees from vertical.
Alright, you guys are still on this? You guys are still on this? I love
It's 90 degrees from vertical at
Rumpus,
every
you're
point.
still
You're
on
correct.
this? You're still trying to prove
At
that
every
water
point
curves?
along that horizontal line, they will be perpendicular.
Unfortunately, though, the horizontal line is only tangent at one point.
Fundamental principles of geometry, people.
Paige, can you please answer this question? When Bev said that you could move this line, this position along the horizontal, can you see that this is no longer down? It no longer points
Yeah,
to
it's
the
no longer
centre.
down. No one points to the center of the earth.
If you assume you're going
No,
around
don't
the ball,
answer
but
that,
in
No, you don't have to
geometry,
assume.
you
He's
can't
got a
You don't have to
do that.
assume you're going around. You don't have to assume you're going around the earth.
That's not geometry, Rumpus. You're doing it wrong.
It's not John. Oh my God. Do you hear that?
You're
I'm
not
showing you
following the
geometric
elemental
I'm showing you geometry
foundations.
on screen.
Rumpus, if you go through the very beginning of Euclid's geometry book, it will explain to you what a point is, what a line is. It goes through all of the...
Stop deflecting.
No, no, but
Rumpus, stop. Can I
You're not a
please
circle.
finish?
You're
I'm on a
deflecting
circle.
from the issue. There's no point in you
La
relaying what
matematica.
Euclid does because you don't understand it. But the point is what you do seem to
So
find
how come I'm able to sit here and explain it perfectly well,
Yes,
Rumpus?
you are.
the subject of discussion, you did actually you now seem to have understood that Bev was wrong.
Oh my God, you condescending bastard. Really, Rumpus.
That's no longer.
These are fundamental, elemental principles.
Yeah, you don't
of
understand circles and spheres,
geometry.
obviously.
Geometry is earth measure.
Yes, except that you don't understand Earth
Who's
measure.
that? Who's
is a
Rumpus in
sphere.
Rumpus? Fucking hell. Nice job.
Pade's got a hard on for me, something fierce. Every time I say anything, he's got a
No, if you would say something correct, I wouldn't interrupt you.
You've got pain has to show you probably one
everything
of
I've
the
said
dumbest
today
people
is
here.
correct.
Look who's talking, coming
You
from Sin
just
Cleanser.
have a religious belief.
I don't have a religious belief. You have the religious belief. You show me how the Earth is flat. Show me proof that the Earth is. Listen to me. Show Rumpus. Listen to me. No, water levels. The water levels show a drop. Geometry. No, geometry doesn't work on a
Did you
sphere.
just say?
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Hey, everyone, listen to me just a second. Everyone, just shut up and listen to me for 10 seconds, okay? I want my 10 seconds and I'm shut up for the rest of the night, okay? Give me 10. No, give me 10 seconds.
Did you just say?
Okay,
Paid Shill.
give me 10 seconds and I'll shut up the rest of the night.
Just listen.
Okay, do I get 10 seconds?
Listen. Did you just say the
No, I
water
get 10
level
seconds.
shows a drop?
You better shut up.
Give me 10 seconds and I'll stop for the rest of the night. Okay?
Show us about the water level
No,
dropping.
no, he's still talking. Don Geo doesn't want to do it.
Trivia, NASA versus Page. What's the title of Euclid's book? Go.
Just give me 10
What you
seconds.
gotta say? Go ahead. Go.
10 seconds. If you or any other flat earther could prove the Earth is flat by giving in any way, I would and Rumpus would immediately go. Listen, okay, you interrupted me again. Let's start over again.
Shifting the burden of proof fallacy.
No. You have to prove the flat Earth. You're not disproving the globe.
Positive claim.
No. Prove the flat Earth. You say the Earth is flat. Prove it. Prove. No, you haven't. No, you guys are interrupting me and you're not listening. I would told you to give me 10 seconds. I haven't finished yet. You're not giving me 10 seconds. No, give me, shut up. Will you please shut the hell up for just 10 seconds?
You just want to repeat the same thing again.
Listen to me. Listen to me. No, I want 10 seconds of just uninterrupted 10 seconds, and I'll shut up for the rest of the freaking night.
Any more than what I've
I won't say anything more if I just shut up for like 10, 15 seconds. Everybody, just give me 10 seconds.
Let him finish a goddamn sentence.
No. Okay, listen. If you or any other flat earther could give me proof that the Earth is flat, I would immediately jump on your bandwagon because that is what science is. However, you cannot prove the Earth is flat. You can only prove the Earth is round.
Okay, so flat horizons, stationary Earth.
So you didn't say any more than what he'd said before.
Horizons are not flat.
Self-evident,
though,
easily provable truisms.
But horizons are not flat
because
though.
you're delusional. You're delusional.
Horizons drop below eye level, therefore you can prove
is that
that
another claim of drop?
Okay, now that everybody had a speech, let's get back to Rumpus's magical water wheel with Bev. That was interesting.
You're gonna be paid. You're delusional.
I'll get paid NASA Shill. We'll catch up sometime, and you can show me where the drop is shown. Who's shown the drop of the water level?
I'm sorry. I promised, but I got a question. I got a direct dream, so I'll respond to this. Like I said, give me proof. I don't want proof that the Earth is not a globe. I want proof that the Earth is flat. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll say it again. The water dropped. Paid NASA Shill.
Water,
you said
actually,
that.
Water levels show a drop if you could.
Yeah, they
so
show
that
a
doesn't
drop.
work.
Where? Who shows it?
Water levels show the drop.
Water levels show the drop of
Yes,
the water level.
dip angle to the right.
That's a positive
shows
claim.
Water is dropping, and that should.
Yeah, that's a nice claim. Go on. So how much does it drop? Does it drop that number that Rumpus just said earlier? 3.1 millimeters over 200 meters.
Well, that'd be very difficult.
Is that a drop of one end from the other?
Yeah, water levels show water drops in content.
Okay.
Exactly.
Does that drop depend on which end of the water level you're stood at, or?
No.
No. Well, how do you know which end drops then? Because it's meant to be an even altitude.
You're standing at the top of the ball all the time.
One way and drop 8 inches, then when you go back, it drops 8 inches
Depends on
again,
which end you're
does it?
stood at. Then.
Yeah.
No, incorrect, because you're always standing at the top of the ball.
It drops from both
Yeah.
So when
said
you
it was the
hold
infinite drop.
which end of the water level then?
You're always standing at the top of the ball.
When you're holding,
It's like you're balancing on a ball.
Okay,
You're always
so
at the
you
top.
leave the water level where it is, and you walk from one end to the other. Now, where is the drop of the water level?
Here we go.
No, not you, Rumpus.
I know.
Not
I
you,
just-
Rumpus.
Don't
No,
do it,
Rumpus. Don't, Rumpus. Shill,
Drop it
please.
even.
Master
Don't
Shill,
even think
please.
about it.
You're
Oh,
talking about.
Brandon,
Your white knight
please
is
don't let
talking
him
here.
wreck
Be
this.
quiet.
What we're talking about, which is the dip angle.
Not
See here, dip
you,
angle dip.
Rumpus.
So
Water
if you
level.
are at a
What,
particular
Rumpus?
height, and
Rumpus.
you measure the
Nasty
angle-
Shill,
Bro,
please.
Rumpus, they're
You're
having a
determined to make
conversation.
sure
Let's
NASA
take-
never
Nasty Shill,
understands
please.
this, aren't you, Rumpus?
You will have
Yeah.
a dip angle
Hey,
deep.
Rumpus,
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 you're not
Rumpus,
understanding.
Being on a
you
sphere.
are talking. You're just talking. Just
Well,
keep
no, we
it
have-
shorter so that we can have a back and
He
forth.
specializes in interrupting.
We were having a back and forth with Bev and paid NASA Shill, and Rumpus interrupted.
Well,
I
I've got
do
a
believe.
diagram demonstrating exactly what
That's
they were
what I'm talking about.
We don't care
Let
about
them
the
have back and
diagram.
forth,
We don't
Rumpus.
care,
Stand back for a minute and let
We
Bev
need
and
you to
Nessa,
stop.
paid Nessa Shill go at it for a minute. Let's hear what they have to say.
Okay,
Would you
paid
mind?
Nasty Shill. You're at one end of a water level, let's say a mile water level. Just a big long tube, 1 mile long. And you're at one end of it. The other end, you said, drops. Well, then we're gonna leave the water level exactly where it is, and we're gonna walk to the other end that had a drop on it. What happens when you get to the other end, to the end that you were at, that was higher, obviously, because there was a drop? What happens when you get there?
You don't understand this is relative, do you?
I'm asking you, what happens to the water
it's
level
absolute?
when you are standing on the other end of it, please?
You're not. Whenever you stand on the globe, you are at the top of the ball.
Just standing
If
at
you
the end
move
of a
to the
water
other
level.
position, you're still at the top of the ball.
Okay, so what happens to the
What's
other
that?
end of the water level, please?
What do you mean what happened to the other end? It stayed there exactly where it was. You changed your position. That doesn't change
you
the
said
water
there
level.
was a
What do you think it
drop.
does?
There isn't the physical drop?
Shut
Well,
up,
there's a physical
percentage.
drop.
There was a drop at the end when you first stood there. You
No.
said
The drop.
there is a
No,
drop.
You're measuring two places with a water level, right?
Yeah, just I got one
So
water
basically,
level.
you're measuring
yes.
the arc. So you're measuring two places
No.
at the arc.
No.
So there'd be
Drop.
an arc in between.
Drop. You said.
No, yeah, don't. So wait a minute. The thing is mile
You said
long, right?
drop. Yes.
We were
Is it a
talking
mile
about
long?
the dip
Yes,
angle. We were
drop.
talking about the dip angle, not the
No.
drop. We were talking about the dip
Drop.
angle to
He
the
said
Rumpus.
drop.
Stop it.
Shut up. Percent has
Yeah,
been
Waz is showing you. Look.
Yeah.
Stop
Drop.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Drop.
It doesn't. Wherever you are on the globe, everything is also relative to you.
You said it. You're always on the top before.
That's correct.
Right. So there is a drop.
Yeah. There'd also
Yeah.
a drop from the
So
other
when
position,
you move
'cause you're
to
now at
the
top
other
again.
end, is there a drop
Yeah, but
again
you're still
to
at
the
the top.
beginning?
Yes.
Yes.
It-
So
well,
there's
what-
a drop
it's
both
like-
ways.
It's like
It
going.
depends.
So you're
It
saying. So what you're
depends.
saying is.
Go on.
How do you measure the drop?
No, go on. All right. No, wait a minute. He was saying
Wait a
something.
minute,
Can
so
you let him
if I
finish,
walk-
Rumpus, please?
If I walk to the pharmacist, I walk to the chemist, and I walk back. What changes, huh?
Yeah, say your water level goes from home to the chemist, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying from home to the chemist, say it's a mile, there's an 8-inch drop as you walk to the chemist. So
Okay.
now you are 8 inches lower. That water is 8 inches lower.
You moron.
Rumpus, stop interrupting.
No, she's interrupting here.
Stop.
You don't understand.
She was asking him.
they don't. They really
So
don't
what
understand.
happens, NASA, if you're already 8
Okay.
inches lower than where you were at the
No,
beginning,
that's
when you
that's a
walk
drop.
back
That you,
along
what you,
that
what
water
the
level,
problem here is you need to talk about the sajida, not the drop.
That's a hump.
No.
That's a hump.
Think about what we're saying.
I know what you're saying, but you
Think
don't
about
understand
it.
what you're saying.
NASA,
don't
Jill,
understand.
don't do that.
Simple.
I
Hey,
really
how do you
do.
know that there's a
You're
drop? How do you
conflating
measure?
drop with hump.
Don't
Wait.
understand the difference between a horizontal and drop and level. Level, you're still the same distance from the center of the earth. So when you go to the shops,
We're just
assuming
talking
you
about
have
water
nobody
level,
or anything,
Rumpus.
well, let's suppose there was a piece of water that joined you to the shop. You would be exactly the same elevation at those
White
two
knight.
points.
So the
But there'll
water
be-
level's going to be the same then, Rumpus, right? There's no
That's
drop.
correct. The water level's the
There's
same.
no
So
drop.
what?
Tell NASA Shill there
You
is
said there was
no
a
Yeah, the water
drop.
level will be the same.
Drop is relative to the local
Yeah,
horizontal.
'cause it's
Relative to
horizontal.
where? The
In
drop
your-
is relative to where you are.
whole lot.
If you go to the different position, the drop is
No,
still relative to
drop
where you are.
There's no drop.
No
There's
matter
no
where you
drop.
are.
So the drop isn't
It should
physical.
be
It's
there.
optical.
The drop is physical.
What,
So what
the,
the- I mean,
no, Rumpus, you just said there's no
You
drop.
can measure it. I
What's
just told
going
you
on?
how to measure it.
How do you measure it? You go to this location where the drop should be. How do you measure it?
Rumpus, he's saying there's a drop, Rumpus.
Right. Shill,
you go to this location where the drop should be. How do you measure it?
Okay, I would need like a infinitely strong ruler or something that could go a mile
Strong
cantilevered
ruler?
out.
Why?
And then it could measure from that point and have it be tangent at the
Is
point I
there
left,
a
and I could
drop
measure.
in the water level or not?
No.
No.
No, because
it's
the
gone.
water is always the
It's
same
gone.
distance from the center of the
It's
earth.
always horizontal. There's no drop.
Terms, Shill, can you look at my diagram here? If you imagine the water level at the observer's position here, and then at the point down here, there is a drop.
There is a drop now. Is there?
You would need a mile long. You need a mile long straight edge.
Shill, can you see by definition the drop is defined by the
drop.
local horizontal?
Again, drop, Rumpus.
Stop
Okay,
interrupting.
hold up, Shill. You said you would need
Yeah,
a mile long
level
straight edge.
was- there was no
Is
drop.
there any feasible, like realistic
So is there a
method
drop or
to
not?
measure it?
Moderator!
Shill.
Physically?
Yeah.
Physically?
Feasible.
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
Can you see?
I don't
that
think so. Not
horizontal,
physically.
isn't it?
There's
There's no drop.
feasible
There's
method
no
to
drop.
prove that there's a drop.
Oh no, there's optical methods you could do it. You could do it with a theodolite quite easily.
The what? You could you measure the drop with a theodolite? The
Yeah,
drop
you could
that
measure
isn't
it
a
with
drop.
theodolite.
Shill,
This
please
is
look at my
tough.
diagram.
I see your diagram. I agree with that.
Horizontal.
That's what they're talking
Okay, so it's flat, right?
There is a drop. Be quiet.
We're done?
There is a drop between you and
Oh,
the
there
shop.
is a drop.
Drop in the black
All
swan,
right,
Rumpus.
okay.
Same
There
level.
is a drop, but you
It's flat.
It's measurable, right, Rumpus?
If I was
if you had a straight edge, you could measure it. Yes, you would need a
on
you
the
need-
shop,
Yeah, you need like a ruler or something like that to measure things.
or you need something
Sorry,
more than
we
a
know how
mile
to
long,
measure shit.
very strong ruler. It wouldn't flex.
Hey,
Yeah.
you really think
So would you
Your
say it's physically
imagination for a
impossible to
curve.
realistically measure the physical drop?
No,
This is where we need to
physically?
circle back around to a local water level.
No, yeah, probably.
in imagination? You
No,
can
no,
find
you
a
can do it
curve.
optically, quite well.
No, in imagination.
But what about refraction?
You've got no method then.
Refraction. There you go. Oh wait, hold on a second.
Imagine.
He said the
Hey,
magic word.
hey, I still
Hold
got
on a
that
second.
shirt for you, bro. I'm
He
gonna
said,
get it
wait a
done
minute,
for
he said
you.
the magic word. Hold on a
It would be
second.
really reliable, right? Because of refraction.
Optically is quite reliable. They do it all the
We wouldn't
time.
be talking about refraction. It's got nothing to do with geometry.
Man,
Page,
Paige, everyone. That's why sometimes I don't even
the light
debate.
bends.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you with all the other people talking.
I said when flat earthers do long distance laser observations, you guys say, yeah, it's actually the laser is bending, it's following the curve of the earth,
Yup.
right? Because of refraction.
That's it.
So how could
Yup.
this optical thing be reliable?
Well,
Dun,
I mean,
dun,
And
dun,
it's
dun.
a laser and a theodolite, right?
lasers don't match the curve of the Earth, first of all. They bend up, too, just as much as they bend down.
You don't understand the difference between a theodolite, which is a precision instrument, and a handheld laser scanner you bought at Walmart.
Or an auto level.
argument for you, NASA. You should be able to just prove everything quick smart.
We can.
But it seems
No, you reject it. We go with the. I told you with the theodolite now, and you immediately start talking about refraction.
Can we just go over?
You're using theodolite, you're using line of sight, right?
No,
Can
it's
we
not a
go
physical
over
drop in the water.
is
Listen
there
to
a
me. The
drop
is-
or is
the
there
drop
not
is
a
not
drop?
in the water.
The drop's there then, right?
The drop is there, yeah.
Right, okay.
Exactly, there's no drop in the water.
The drop is there, but
so
you
there
can't
is a drop
physically
there.
measure it. It's impossible. You have to optically measure it. but you
Because
have
the
to
water
refract.
is at the
So you're fine.
the water is level.
The water is horizontal.
But there's a
No,
drop.
to what? At the point that
Yeah.
you stand. Yes, at the point you're standing,
No,
it
no,
is
no.
horizontal.
Right, so there's a drop.
No,
water
incorrect.
There's a
level.
horizontal
That is
with a
incorrect.
hump.
Yes.
That is incorrect.
No,
A
it's
drop hump.
Yes, it is.
A horizontal. No drop hump that we're looking for.
not.
Shill, you
No,
realize
no,
the way
you
that
can
we
you
see
can
it-
you can make me
Drop
talk
of the
in
hump.
Shill, you realize that the way that we
You
see
get
is light
yourself to
entering
talk in
our
circles,
eyes,
mate.
right?
are you gonna go all lemon bird on me now?
No, light's entering our eyes, and that light, as we see with the lasers, can bend,
One
right? Due to
minute.
refraction. So how can you rely on optics to see where the drop is?
Hold on. So, how can you rely on optics? So, I mean, so you basically are saying that the whole thing with measuring and surveying is all wrong, right?
Line of sight isn't accurate given refraction, right? You would have to do this in a large vacuum chamber, right?
No, surveying is
Oh, and
very accurate.
do you know what the refraction
Very
would be
accurate.
over like a mile? Yeah, you pick an. Yeah, to pick an area where it wasn't refracted very much.
No,
there's refraction, and they correct for
No,
it,
you
don't they?
just do differential leveling.
I'll admit that surveying is not my forte.
Good.
Okay, but
I do know that they do it all the time. I mean, they survey the whole United States.
Okay, but Shill,
No, it's not.
you would
I mean,
agree
I don't.
It's impossible to.
But it's not your forte either. I've seen you guys
You
rip.
just need to
I've seen you
remind
guys
yourself
rip.
every now and then. You have no
You guys
idea
rip.
what you're
You
talking
guys ripping. Well, look who's talking. I mean, you guys rip at surveyors who know what they're talking about. A new asshole.
Who?
Who? Which surveyor?
The main surveyor.
Who are you talking about? The main surveyor's not done anything. Where's he been?
No, he was complimenting us. Say we're professional surveyors, new assholes. So like.
He's not a professional surveyor. Don't worry about that.
Anyways, so you admitted, Shill, that we can't feasibly measure.
No, I did not say that. I said you. I did not say that. Physically, yes, probably not.
Physically do it. Yeah, feasibly, right?
Yeah.
And you said we have to rely on optics, but optics are, skewed or unreliable due to refraction.
No, sorry, not all the time. Not when you have precision instruments that are calibrated.
So
you don't know anything about it. You're still talking
See, it's
about
the problem
it.
with you guys in reductio ad absurdum. Everything has to be perfect, doesn't it?
Okay, well, but how do you know which one's straight from all these lines that you're looking at?
He doesn't know anything about it. He's just told you.
I told you. I know a bit about surveying.
Physically, nor optically. How the fuck do you
I
know
just want to know if he's ever used the water level practically.
No, he said he liked. Hold on. You subscribe
Water levels
to
are fine for short distances.
What short?
Oh, what's the distance?
Listen,
What's
can you
the distance?
Come on.
Show us where you're getting this from.
The drop. There's a drop. A minute. How long before you can measure the drop of your water level?
Well, how good are your instruments?
It's a water level. How good's your water level?
I don't know. I don't know. How far would it be? You tell me. You seem to be the expert in water levels.
Well, how far's your longest water level that you've ever seen?
Longest water level I've ever seen, like 20 feet.
20 feet. Well, I beat you. I've got one that's 100 meters. Right now, do you think the water in that water level is level? Or do you think it drops from one end to the other depending on which end I'm stood
slightly
at?
from one end to the other end. That's
depending on which end I'm stood at?
No, because the drop is relative. My God,
To
you think it
what?
drops one
What's
way but
it
not the other way?
relative to?
Each other. You understand this?
The drop is relative to each other. What do you mean?
Well, the drop one way is equal to the drop the other way.
Infinite drop.
Well, how do you
Not
have
infinite
it?
drop.
So it drops. So if I'm stood at one end of it, let's call one side A and the other side B.
Okay.
And let's say it's 200 meters long. Right? Now, the numbers that Rumpus just gave us earlier said 3.1 millimeters drop. That's the calculated drop for Slice Barkane's particular water level test. 2 100-meter water levels side by side. So the calculated drop is 3.1 millimeters. Now, if we're at one end, call it A, is B 3.1 millimeters lower from the horizontal set at A?
That's correct.
Okay, now we're going to walk to B and we're going to set a horizontal at B. Is A 3.1 millimeters lower than that horizontal?
That's correct.
Okay, so we've got the horizontal. Now, one last thing. Are horizontals parallel?
No.
No, they're not.
No, that's how you get the drop.
Okay, so when they say in mathematical textbooks and everything, horizontal, all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon.
Plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the horizon's not a plane.
When they say mathematical textbooks say
I know mathematical
horizontal is parallel
I thought math
to the
was in reality.
plane of the horizon.
You guys I keep hearing from you guys that mathematics isn't reality, and now you're using mathematics.
I'm just saying the mathematics term for horizontal is horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon. Now, parallel, mathematical term. Plane is mathematical term.
Hey, NASA Shill just measured infinite drop.
Yes. Yeah, I know. He didn't notice that. Rumpus.
He was getting somewhere close. Well, you know,
Jesus Christ. The horizontal
Rumpus, go to bed. Go to bed, Rumpus.
Rumpus has parallel horizontals, so he'll get upset because you said they were
for you. They're perpendicular to one another. You utter moron.
Hey, NASA Shill just measured infinite drop.
And Rumpus is upset because he says that horizontals are parallel.
Utter moron.
Yeah, he's talking about you, Shill. He's talking about you,
one horizontal, and the horizon you can claim, though not really, is another horizontal. They're perpendicular to one another, you utter dickhead.
What, horizontals are parallel, Rumpus, aren't they?
No, they're not. The horizontal for the horizon is perpendicular to the horizontal you along a line of sight.
Don't be stupid, Rumpus. Don't be stupid, Rumpus. Rumpus, do you not know what perpendicular is, Rumpus?
Stupid can you be?
Rumpus.
Unbelievable.
Rumpus.
I like how that photo is pinned. And you're claiming they're parallel. You utter moron.
Jesus Christ. I think we got the point. Rumpus. We got it. We got it.
I like that photo being pinched.
Did he just say they were perpendicular to each other? The horizontals were perpendicular.
The horizontal that's going across the line of sight. The horizontal looking to the horizon is another horizontal, and they are perpendicular to one another. You utter
No, it's a horizontal plane.
Let me try to clarify this.
Moron. I mean, you're just amazing.
Guys, shut up, Rumpus. Let me try to clarify this for a minute. So I think I understand what you're saying, Rumpus, and I think I understand what Bev's saying because I've had this conversation with him before too. Yeah, you're saying when you look at the horizon, the line that it creates, the horizon line, is perpendicular to the line of sight from your, your eyes to the horizon. That those are at 90-degree angles to each other. Is that correct?
Parallel.
Yeah, but no. Bev is using the terminology differently.
No,
he says they're parallels. He's saying that they're on the same plane. The same plane.
Yeah,
that's what you mean, right?
There is a plane between you and the horizon that includes your line of sight. There's that plane as well.
But if we consider them just lines, your sight and the horizon, if we were to draw those as two lines, you're right. They would be perpendicular to each other.
That's not what the definition says, right? Let me go. Rumpus, please. Rumpus, please. The definition.
The definition is two-dimensional.
No, the
you are asking me not to interrupt you.
Please.
So when I ask you in future not to
I don't
interrupt
underestimate
you,
you, Rock. Yeah, definitely not.
So will you do that then, Bev? When I ask you not to interrupt me, will you do that for me?
Rumpus, can I go over the definition?
You've
got it wrong, Rumpus.
Will you do it when I
you
ask
think
you to do it for me?
they
Will you
are
do that for me?
perpendicular?
Will you
They're
behave
not.
in a reciprocal manner? Will you behave in a reciprocal manner? When I ask you not to interrupt me, will you do that if I don't interrupt you now? That seems reasonable, doesn't it?
You don't, because I
Are you going to keep interrupting me, Rumpus, or are you going to let me just say this again?
Specialises in interrupting people all the time. It's one of his tactics.
The conversation away from the point, Rumpus.
With the
Rumpus,
information and the only thing he's got is
anything. Make sure that doesn't happen.
All right, guys.
That's what you're here for, isn't it, mate?
I agree on both sides. Both sides, I agree. Let's please allow each other to speak and not try to systematically interrupt. Not saying anybody was doing that, but we do that sometimes to each other.
Rumpus himself into Bev and Paid's conversation.
No, I get that. I already addressed that. I completely get that. And Rumpus, you come on, you got to let other people have back and forth too.
I'm more than happy to do that.
Okay, now can I just make this point because I think Rumpus has got completely confused. When I say horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon, that means the horizon is on a plane and the horizontals that are parallel to it are parallel to the plane. They are plane horizontals that are parallel to the plane of the horizon.
They're playing together.
Between you and along the line of sight to the horizon.
You just couldn't do it, could you, Rumpus?
Plane.
Just couldn't do it.
Line of sight is one.
I let Bev finish. I let him
horizontal.
say
You're
everything he had to say,
interrupting,
and then...
You're interrupting.
No, I'm not. I let Bev finish.
Paige, you're interrupting.
And therefore not all
Ed,
No,
you're
I'm
interrupting
not. I let
Ed.
Bev finish.
Ron, you're interrupting.
But
Ed,
so
you're
we didn't get
interrupting.
Rumpus's answer for that, actually, at all. I didn't hear.
Yeah, let's try it again. There is a plane that is formed along your line of sight that also joins the horizon, although the horizon is not actually a line at all, it's a curve. But if we assume for the moment...
Well,
that
how can it be parallel to the plane of it,
You do this
Rumpus?
all the time.
Mathematical definition.
Ed, you're interrupting.
You've got to interrupt every single time, even though I didn't interrupt you initially. So let's try it again. There is a line of sight between you and the horizon, although the horizon is...
Yes, you did, you lying sod.
The other endemic constructor. So here we go. I'll try it again. There is a line of sight between you and the horizon, although the horizon is not horizontal, it's curved. So there is a plane also between
Can't be
along the line
parallel
of
then,
sight.
can
We
it?
assume that the horizon is horizontal, which is not. There is a plane along your line of sight, and you are looking along the line of sight at one angle, and the horizon is then crossing that at a perpendicular. Therefore, you've got two horizontals being perpendicular to one another, and therefore not parallel. I've finished.
So are you saying that his mathematical definition is incorrect?
All his definitions are incorrect. He barely knows any of them.
You're saying the definition for horizontal
Can you
being
post the definition?
parallel to
can you
the
post the
plane
definition in
of
the
the
chat?
horizon.
Just listen.
Can you post the definition in the chat?
Of course I will. Yeah. If you've never seen, could you just Google? Right, tell you what, you
Yeah,
do it
post your
yourself.
source,
Go
please.
horizontal
Post your source,
mathematics
Bev. What's your
definition.
source?
You go.
Bev, what's your
You go.
source?
You go.
What's your source?
You have a go yourself. Google
What's
it.
your source, please?
Have a go and
Where's your
Google
source, Bev?
it. Have a go.
Where's your source?
Google it.
Where is it?
Google it.
Ed.
You don't
Google
have
it.
a source?
Google
You just
it.
made it up?
Google.
Ed,
Oh, you
You
just made
Google
it
it.
up.
You Google it.
He just told you.
I see, you
Google.
just made it up.
That's his source. Google.
Google it.
Go and Google
No,
it.
he just made it up.
Ed,
I
I
mean,
need your fucking
capable.
lips.
Horizontal. It's pretty easy. Mathematics.
Right, well,
Horizontal.
I don't see a source, so you just made it up then.
The context for this argument?
Bev, are you saying that geometry is mathematics now?
Is that what he said,
Wow.
Moman? Hey, Moman, is
Was
that
that-
what he said?
Good.
It says that horizontal in mathematics is easily defined.
Yeah, he said maths is reality also, by the way.
No,
I asked a question. I didn't put
Geometry,
words in his
right?
mouth. I
you
asked
search
a question.
Horizontal geometry definition.
Right now. Why don't you guys try and have a little bit of humility? A little bit.
Yeah, I asked for the definition, but he won't post
Yeah,
the source.
I asked a question. I didn't put words in his mouth. I asked
How
a
many
question.
do you want?
Are you
Has anyone else got any more? How many have you got?
More men going to interject themselves into the conversation now. So we're going to hold their feet to the fire. So, Ed, you just wait. More men, repeat your question.
Yeah, Bev, are you saying that geometry is maths now?
What?
Is that what Bev said though? Did Bev say?
Oh, that's my
that
question.
Okay.
Am I
Bev?
saying that geometry is maths?
Yeah.
Geometry is geometry. Right?
And not math. Okay, good. Never mind.
Did I say it's not math or did I say it's geometry?
You weren't clear.
Yeah, you said something about maths and horizontal.
Okay. Do you think geometry is maths?
It's a branch of maths.
Okay. Okay. So it is maths then, right? Or it's a branch of maths.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Brilliant.
definition of
Yeah.
geometry.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
So that's where we get all of our mathematical definitions for all of the words within geometry, right? Like parallel, perpendicular, straight line, angle, sphere, triangle, square, rhombus. Yep. Triangle. A triangle is a shape with 3 straight lines, right?
Triangles. Yep.
3 straight lines. Brilliant.
Yeah, if it's on a plane.
There's a
if
proof.
it's on a sphere, then
Well, it's
not.
axiomated, isn't it? That a triangle has 180 degrees, and definition of a triangle
if
is
it's-
3
if
straight
it's on a
lines.
plane.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's on a plane, yeah. If it's not on a plane, then no. Yep.
What do you mean? It's got 3 straight lines.
Or you can have a spherical
You
triangle.
could have a
no?
spherical triangle.
What? With
Yep,
straight
yep,
lines?
I can make one. I can
With-
make
with
one.
straight
Yep.
lines.
Curved lines.
I can make one.
With straight lines.
Take it.
Go on, show us
Yep, I can.
show us a triangle with straight lines and having more than 180 degrees. Go.
I can draw a triangle on a basketball or any sphere, and it will have 3 90-degree lines.
That'd be
90
curved,
degree
though,
angles.
right? That'd be
What I
curved.
tell you, bro?
It'd be curved.
It's very simple.
That's not a triangle. If you want to draw a triangle,
it's
on
a
on
spherical
basketball,
triangle.
like, you can't do it on a basketball really, but let's say you have like a watermelon. All right, you cut it in half, and then you draw it into the flat end of one of the halves.
Yeah, that would be a triangle on a plane, not on a sphere.
Yeah,
so.
those are the only triangles that exist.
Can I chime in on that? If you do indeed draw a triangle on a sphere with straight lines, and then look at it from afar, it is a triangle with curved lines, even though you use straight lines on it.
Because the lines aren't straight.
They're not straight. They're curved. How are you gonna draw a
They're curved
straight
in the
line on a
z-axis.
sphere?
That's why it's
Different
spherical triangle.
parameters.
They draw
Different
their lines on the
parameters on
inside
spherical
of the
geometry.
circle.
Yeah, a
Spherical
triangle is
geometry,
defined as
I
having
think.
straight lines, right?
Yeah, in a plane. On a plane.
No, in
Three
maths.
Then you're changing the parameters.
Shifting the goalposts.
Oh, no one is shifting any goalposts. I'm talking about spherical triangles, not planar triangles.
Yes, spherical geometry is different
Where's your
than
definition
Euclidean
of a
geometry.
triangle, please?
Yeah.
Definition of a triangle, please. I can show you the one from
In
Euclidean geometry.
In Euclidean geometry
3
or
straight
spherical
lines.
geometry? Yeah, in Euclidean.
Those are
But
two
what about
different
spherical
things.
geometry?
Where is your definition for a triangle
I can give it
that
to you. I can give it
isn't
I can give it to you.
Euclidean?
Yeah. Three geodesics.
Geodesics aren't straight lines.
They
Okay,
are.
but
Geodesics are
three-
straight lines. Yes, they are.
They're only straight lines in the x and y axis, not the z axis.
Yeah, look in the chat. There it is.
No, they are straight lines.
There it is. In
Doesn't
chat.
say straight lines in the chat. There it is. You're done, Bev.
Okay.
Look at that imaginary spinning triangle. Wow, is that in La La Land?
So what
They're
is that?
different
That doesn't
parameters.
look like a
That's
definition
not
within spherical geometry.
Spherical triangle.
Yeah, that doesn't
No, no,
look like
I
a
want to see the
definition, and I can't see
definitions
it.
within
Spherical
your
triangle,
geometry.
There it is.
I want to see
Different
the
parameters.
definitions
There it
within
is.
That's not a
your
triangle, and it's
geometry.
Spherical triangle, Bev.
Within
There
your
it is.
geometry.
That's the definition.
Within your geometry,
Am I
please.
There's
saying
the
the
definition,
same
Bev.
thing? What the fuck? That's not a definition.
What they're
Yes,
posting
it
is,
actually is.
I want
Came straight
to
from the dictionary. So
That's
Different parameters.
It's not where you get definitions
dictionary.
for geometry
Spherical
from.
polygon. What's the definition for a polygon?
It's from the dictionary.
what's up
What's
with
a
Glover's
polygon,
posting
though?
this?
It's shapes.
A shape on a plane surface, right?
I think it's
How many
straight
cons does
sides.
the
I think
poly have?
actually.
So
I
you
think
have
a
a spherical
polygon's got
plane
straight
surface shape?
sides.
Come on now.
I'll just Google polygon for you, right?
Yeah,
Because I'm
please do.
sure it's straight sides.
I'm sure it's a plane.
Polygon.
I guess
It's
my,
just a
my
straight
original
side,
question was answered. You said that you get all your definitions from math or geometry, so it's good.
A closed plane figure bounded by 3 or more line segments. It's a plane figure.
There's another one, a triangle formed by arcs.
How
Plane
can it be a
circles of sphere.
plane
Spherical
figure?
triangle, Bev.
How can
There
it be a
is in the chat.
plane
Bev,
figure?
look in the chat.
How
Bev,
can
look
it
in
be
the
a
chat.
plane figure?
Bev,
What?
Bev, you're not listening.
How
Bev.
can
That's
it
a
be
definition.
a
Bev, look in
plane
the chat. The
figure?
definition right there for you. Spherical
Bev, we were
triangle,
both
a
right. We were
triangle
both right.
formed by
It's
arcs
a plane
of great
figure
circles
and
of a
it's straight
sphere.
line.
Oh, wait a minute. Aren't arcs of great circles straight lines also?
There we go.
No, they're not.
There we
What?
go.
They're not. They
They're
are
not, because they're-
circles. They're curved
Yeah,
lines.
they're only straight lines in the x and y axis. They curve in the z axis, so they're not an actually straight line.
Who said that? Who said that? Who are we talking to there?
I'm saying that.
Who is that?
Me.
Who's me? I can't see you talking. Please.
It's me, man.
It's percentage, Bev.
Percentage. Oh, nice.
Percentage.
So
Why can't you just say
you're
percentage?
going against the fact that a
How
geodesic
How
is a
can you
straight
not know
line.
his voice? How can you not know Percentage's voice by now? He's got the.
What up, Gio?
Me, man.
Let him talk.
So anyways, yeah. Great circular arcs, they're not straight lines. That's just a lie and spherical whatever bullshit they're trying to sell.
Oh, what do you mean? So you understand spherical geometry then, do you?
Yeah, I understand the bullshit they're trying to peddle well enough.
Right. So you know it well enough to know that it's
great circular arcs.
A geodesic isn't a straight line.
Yeah, they're not.
Because you're the first person I've ever heard say that, right? It's strange that you're the first person that I've ever heard say that. Because I bet there's Globers in here that won't dare say that.
Sorry, say what?
They wouldn't because it's
because a geodesic is a straight line. Yeah, they wouldn't be foolish enough to say.
Straight lines. They're defined as the shortest distance between 2 points, and that is the definition of a straight line.
Except
and
they're not.
Geometry.
They're the shortest distance between two points on a curved surface. The shortest distance really between those 2 points would be through that surface.
See, percentage.
Yeah, but
this
if
is where you're going wrong.
Geometry, where you can only move along the surface, then the geodesic is a straight line.
Geometry is
the
not, geometry of the two-dimensional surface.
And it's moving along a surface. So it's assumed that
you're
restricted to moving along the surface.
Well, straight lines, the assumption then.
No, it doesn't. You don't understand. You don't understand the definition. You don't understand what geodesic is.
It's not a true straight line.
Yes, it is. And a curved surface, a geodesic.
Yeah.
No, you don't understand. You just don't understand the terms. You're a moron.
I understand the term, and I'm telling you it's not a straight line.
Geodesic is defined.
Call it a geodesic.
Don't call it a straight line.
It is the definition of a geodesic.
Rumpus is now arguing for a straight line, and Percentage is arguing for a curve.
No, the definition for a straight line is a line that does not change in any axis.
No, it's not. The definition of a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Again, you don't know what you're talking about.
It is the shortest distance between 2 points because it's not changing in any axis. The
now,
X, Y, or the axis.
You're now changing what the definition is.
This is really good. You're arguing about straight lines now, guys.
The definition of a straight line, and you're saying it's compatible with the definition I gave.
You're the one that's changing the definition. You're shifting the goalpost. You're saying that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points, but only on a spherical surface, and we're restricted to that spherical surface. We can't go through the surface or anything.
Definition of a straight
Rumpus,
line.
he's arguing for a curved straight line. Like, you should be with him. You should be right behind him.
By the way, I thought I'm sharing now a definition that you were having earlier about drop, which I thought might be useful to some people, where you were talking about the 2 drops, and I thought
he's trying to get away from the geodesic, the curved geodesic.
I've got to go in a second. I just thought I'd finish. Well, I'll get back to the fact you don't know what the definition of a straight line is, but I'll just demonstrate here what drop is. And then there were some problems earlier about people, Bev not understanding it, of course, because he doesn't understand the globe model or anything at all about spherical geometry. So here I have 2 observers.
Math is fun.
I have 2 observers at 2 different points here. And you can see here that I'm showing the drop for each observer. So for the observer at the top left here, or top left, the drop is defined as these arrows here relative to the surface of the Earth. And for an observer down here at the bottom right, the drop is defined this way. And as you can see, they can both be dropping from one another, but because it's relative to their local horizontal, even though they're both still on the same level. So I don't know whether Bev presumably won't understand that, but other people may do.
Just before you go, Rumpus, can I ask you one question? What is the maximum length of a straight line before it touches itself again on your model? Or on your reality that you think you live on?
Well, they should be allowed to be infinite unless you're working on a spherical geometry.
I said before they touch themselves again, right?
Well, they don't. If they're infinitely long.
Oh, a straight line, right? So it doesn't go around the straight line. No, the straight line does actually go straight, or does it curve? Make your mind up, please.
Right, you don't seem to understand the difference between spherical geometry, where you're actually talking about the surface moving.
You said on your model.
Listen. Try listening to the answer instead of interrupting. When you're talking about moving along a surface, like a curved surface, like you've got a map or something, then you're moving along on a curve. But we're not talking about that. Even though we've included a sphere in this, we're not using spherical geometry. We're using normal Euclidean geometry here.
Yeah,
So
on a plane surface.
Because there's a sphere,
a normal straight line, that everybody else thinks of as straight line.
Spheres, you've immediately jumped to the fact we're talking about spherical geometry.
No, I asked about you and reality. You said straight lines were straight. I mean, I'm fine with that. There's no need to go back on yourself.
Normal Euclidean geometry without going to spherical geometry. We're just talking about moving on the surface of a sphere.
Yo, Rumpus. So I got the definition for a straight line here. A line traced by a point traveling in a constant direction. A line of zero curvature.
That's not a full-blown definition.
Line of zero curvature.
That's not the proper definition.
Oh, so you just don't agree with it, huh?
No, you've picked up a school child's definition or something.
That's from Princeton University.
Well, it's not. Okay, well, if we go and Google, okay, let's go and Google. Okay,
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Is that Princeton University for school children? Like the elementary?
For kindergartners. Fuck, you're a dickhead, Rumpus, really. Don't you ever get embarrassed by the shit that comes out of your mouth?
A straight line then,
Straight line. Pardon?
Do you agree with the definition he gave a straight line?
I couldn't hear you then. You cutting out. You've got a really shit mic tonight, Rumpus.
Percentage. Can you quickly read the definition for geodesic too? From the Princeton Dictionary.
And I don't have the Princeton.
Well, man, you
Finally,
believe
somebody said geodesic.
on a geodesic?
Didn't have enough guts to say it tonight.
Hey, Willie, he's looking for that. Cleary, $2 super chat. Welcome to Right Line Geometry. Thanks, Cleary. Appreciate that. And nice own goal, Rumpus. I was on mute. I said that before.
No, it's perfectly fine. No, the definition of a straight line is one between the shortest distance. I'm afraid you've picked up a poor definition.
He won't say it.
It's flat, Rumpus.
For geodesic, ready? Geodesic, adjective. Having a structure consisting of lightweight rods or poles joined so as to form interlocking polygons whose vertices lie on an imaginary sphere.
Imaginary.
Polygons are plane figures, right? Polygons, they're flat, 2D. That's right, Rumpus, isn't it?
What? Sorry.
A polygon is a plane figure within geometry. It's not a curved surface, is it?
Correct.
It's a plane. Thank you.
Here's another definition. Pertaining to the geometry of curved surfaces, in which geodesic lines take the place of the straight lines of the plane geometry.
Oh, sounds good.
In geometry,
Yeah, they take the
straight
place.
lines
They're
are not
straight.
curved. Straight lines are not curved.
They are
lines are never
they are in spherical geometry.
Sounds like a magic
Straight
trick
lines
or
have
something,
zero
right?
deviation in their course, in any axis.
Yeah, they literally hijacked a straight line.
No, you don't understand geometry.
We're talking about two different geometries.
You're just
They
Jesus.
get their own
You're just
lines, so they
ignorant.
stole a straight line.
Do you not know what right line geometry is, guys?
Yeah.
Do you not know what right line geometry is?
Give us
or-
back our straight lines.
Yeah, you bloody thieves. Give us back our straight lines.
Lines are straight, and I don't care who knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will not be embarrassed to say a straight line is a straight line.
Yeah, listen, I posted a little kid's
I'm
little
a
area.
straight
You can read
liner.
that.
Yeah, and
just start
straight
over.
lines in spherical geometry on the surface of a sphere are curved.
Is that the geometry we use in reality,
yeah, that's what we've got
Rumpus?
the problem with.
Is that what we use
well,
in
Jack,
reality,
depends
Rumpus?
it depends what you wish to talk about. It's
Rumpus,
not.
Rumpus,
It's not.
please,
If you're
just answer
talking
the
about a map
question.
of this, yeah, I'm listening. I understand the question. It depends what you're doing in your. If you're messing around with maps, then that is relevant. But in the 3D world, straight lines are not curved.
Right, in reality, straight lines are straight.
If in reality you're referring to a map, when you say
No,
reality, if you mean
like
3D
reality, like
world,
the reality that we all live in, right?
We live,
All
we,
of us.
We use
yes.
maps. We use maps. But if you're referring to I'm moving around in 3D space,
Yeah,
then
and
the straight
surveying
lines
type
are
stuff,
not
yes.
curved.
Right, okay. So if we're surveying and we're using a horizontal, that's definitely a straight line, isn't it? Like a real straight line.
Yes,
like
yes.
not
Yes.
curved line at all. It's a
Yes.
straight line.
Yes.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done for pointing out the 1 plus 1 is equal to 2.
Okay, now last question. The water level has 2 points at each end where the water level is. Now, if you were to join one end of that point of the water level to the other end of the point of the water level, would that be a straight line?
Of course it was. This is what I drew this about, what, an hour ago for you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Rumpus.
And I drew this for you an hour ago. Why are you
I know
suddenly
you did.
discovering
You
this?
drew a load of other lines there as well.
Yes,
It got
and
really
you
convincing.
seem to confuse. Yes,
Yeah,
the
we did.
line. There is a line drawn between the two levels. It's a straight line, as
You do
exactly as I
realise
drew it.
he's only saying one line.
Oh, he had 3 lines.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. Okay, if you see.
Oh,
having a
no,
problem with that, I
we
will-
don't need to see it. It's just one
No,
line.
you're
We
not
know
allowed
what
to show
one
us anything.
straight line looks like. We definitely know that.
Right, there we go. Here, I'm sharing it
And
now.
that would be called a level line, and it would be straight, right, Rumpus?
Yes, and you moron. If you remember what I said, that is the horizontal for the midpoint between the two levels. You moron.
Okay. So, okay, but it's a straight line.
As I'm sharing now,
Okay.
you didn't understand, even though I think you willfully misunderstood. I mean, you can't be this stupid. I mean,
No,
perhaps
it's,
you can.
it's all right,
It's
Rumpus.
difficult to know,
It's
really.
all right, Rumpus. Don't worry.
So here
Calm
I've got on screen here the diagram I was showing you earlier, and there we have the two pots, and I drew a
They're
line
not
between
pots,
them.
it's just a water
and
level,
I drew a
Rumpus.
line between them. The pink line was the line
Hey.
drawn between the two levels, and that is the horizontal for the midpoint between the two pots.
I have one question. What would happen if you lifted C just a little bit?
That wouldn't change anything.
What?
What? A water level, Rumpus?
If you lifted C,
Yes,
let's say you
the
lifted
water-
C. If you
the
lifted
water-
C just 4 inches, what would happen to A?
The water would balance in
The water would still be level. It would still be level between them. You wouldn't change the angles of the levels.
The angles
It's your
of
water
the
level.
Would flow
levels.
because they're joined
So
by
Rumpus
this pipe.
obviously has no idea how water level
You don't know. Oh my God, you're stupid.
Where's the angles,
water,
Rumpus?
The water level would not change. As you move this pot up,
If-
water would
It
flow.
would. If you move
into
one end of the
there,
water
and the
level, yes, it
angles-
does change.
And the angles,
Yes.
the water would not change between them.
Then you definitely practically don't know how the water level works.
No, I
If
do.
you
You
lifted,
just speak-
if you
you're just a
lifted
moron.
C, if you
Look,
lifted
let me draw it.
C,
Okay, let
A
me draw
would
it for you.
rise.
Let me draw it for you. I will now move
No,
up C for you, moron.
Rumpus, don't
Here we
don't
go.
draw
So I
it.
moved up
You've
C,
just proved to us you don't know a fucking thing about
The
it.
water level
The
in
book,
C would
you
be-
must have
listen,
missed a page
stop
in your
interrupting,
water level
twat.
book.
Stop interrupting, twat. So the water level in C would go down, and the water
He
level
hasn't-
in A would
He was
be
lifting it
quiet.
up.
The
Why would
water
it go
level in A
down?
would go up. The
I think your
water
time
level
here
in
is
A-
finished,
Rumpus,
Rumpus.
The water
Dude.
level in A would go up, and they would maintain their relative angles. It's very
Angles?
Go, Rumpus.
Rumpus.
The idea of a water level is that it's level, right? That's what you guys say. The idea of a water level is that it's level. You lift one end, it'll stay level. The water will stay level.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said.
So where's the
How you going, Rumpus?
angles that
Long
you're
time no
talking
see.
about? It's
But
just
if you
two ends
lift
of a
all
water
the
level.
water, like if the
who's
water level
talking to me
starts
there?
up higher, then it's going to pour out
It's
at the
me.
other end.
It's me, was in Australia.
Oh, how was?
Long
Oh,
time,
hello,
mate.
was. Hello there.
Good, mate. How you been?
Yeah, not too badly. I'm having a sore throat at the moment, which is making me speaking quite difficult. But
You're still fighting the good fight, mate.
indeed, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
all
I'm having
right, was.
I'm subjected here to Bev, who doesn't understand the difference
Hey,
between horizontal
was
levels.
has
And I've
come
had to
for the
explain to him about
demonstration.
5
He's seen the
times.
presentation,
But the line
Rumpus.
that joins two water level pots is the
Water
horizontal
level
for the midpoint.
pots.
And no
What's
matter
he
how
know
many
about
times I
this,
say
Woz?
this,
Tell him.
Bev willfully misunderstands it or is incapable of understanding it.
What? Listen,
Either way, he's a moron
it's
or a
no
deceiver.
good telling Was that, because Was has been for the presentation over there, right? He's seen it, Rumpus. You'll not convince him that I don't know what I'm talking about.
You don't know anything. You're an absolute moron. You don't understand the difference between horizontal and level if you've never read a surveying book. You don't
Bev's got a point, though.
You don't
Rumpus.
understand basic geometry. You think when I showed you this diagram earlier you don't understand the different horizontals that exist. I mean,
But
this
Bev's got a
diagram-
point. Rumpus, Bev's got a
diagram
point.
here-
You won't convince me that I think he doesn't know anything.
Well, you're a moron as well then.
No, I already know he doesn't know anything.
Oh, right, sorry.
Let's go back to lift and see.
Wow, look
Here
at
we
all
go.
them
So this
posters.
diagram here is something that
you're a moron
is
as well.
something. It's something. Sorry, I confused people.
Aggressive.
This diagram here, Bev doesn't understand. He will go on and on about.
I do understand. I understand you're being a moron, Rumpus.
You have
pretty obvious.
created many videos, Bev, many videos in which you said, "Oh my God, they're showing horizontals that are different to one another."
Yeah, they're
even
not
though you've been told
horizontal, Rumpus.
They are. They're perpendicular to a local vertical. You see, he doesn't understand again. This guy is such a moron. He doesn't even understand the model he doesn't agree with.
Horizontals
He doesn't
are
understand-
never, ever parallel with a vertical. It just doesn't ever happen. They're perpendicular. They cannot be parallel to them, Rumpus. You'd be a moron to draw a picture that shows a horizontal being parallel to a vertical, wouldn't you? That'd be
See, there you are.
stupid.
He doesn't understand that
You
the
wouldn't be
horizontal
able
is
to
vary.
say that they're
So there we go.
perpendicular.
It's just demonstrated that he doesn't understand you can have a different horizontal for each point on a sphere. He doesn't understand this simple point. And therefore, I don't know if
Yes,
he's doing
he
this
does,
willfully
Rumpus.
or he's just too stupid. Sorry?
You cannot have a horizontal and a vertical being parallel. They are perpendicular. You cannot
At a particular
change.
point. Let's try. Right,
No,
you're being willfully.
Rumpus, always.
No, listen. They're different horizontals,
In
Paige.
geometry,
Listen.
a vertical
Listen.
and a horizontal
Listen.
are perpendicular.
Go.
No, you listen
Listen.
for once.
Listen.
They are
Listen. No, you
always
listen. They are different
perpendicular
for each
to each
point
other,
on the
parallel
sphere.
to another,
There
the
are
same.
different verticals and different horizontals.
They are
Each point,
never parallel.
each point
Spheres
has a
don't
different
have verticals
horizontal.
and horizontals.
Yeah, no, well
Rumpus.
interrupted there, Bev. So each point on the sphere has a different horizontal and vertical.
No,
Therefore,
there's
if you
the
compare
top
different
and the
horizontal,
bottom.
if you compare two different horizontals, they will not be parallel because each
They
point on
are
a sphere
always parallel,
have a
Rumpus.
different horizontal, local
Horizontals
horizontal.
are always
And this simple
parallel.
fact is beyond Bev because he's a moron. Anyway, my throat's giving way, so I'm going to have to go.
Cap out.
Bye.
Go on. See you
See you,
later.
mate.
Okay, he took a quick exit.
Wait,
That was funny, Sin.
And and what else? There's another one I forget.
That was funny.
What do you put with that?
Damn, is
Lemon,
Rumpus still
honey,
here? No.
No.
he's gone.
Well,
Lemon, honey,
sorry,
tea.
Clary. I didn't catch him in time. There was a question. I'll try to remember next time he comes in. $35 super chat. Ask Rumpus if he understands right line geometry.
We already know he doesn't.
Does everybody else understand right line geometry?
Yes.
I know Cleary and Bev do.
The two
Hold on,
right
can I hear,
lines.
hold
The
on.
two
Hold on, can I
right
hear- can I hear
lines.
was sounding like he was on the same page as
The
Rumpus.
two. Can we just get this?
Was
Cleary's
one I
paid
give
money for this, right? Two right lines.
Oh shit.
One is a vertical, the other one's a horizontal, and where they meet at a right angle.
Well,
two
it
right
says they have
lines,
no
two
wiggles.
straight lines.
It has no wiggles.
Two right lines meeting. Pretty simple.
What if those lines are curved though?
Then they're not right lines.
Yep.
What if they're curved though?
Then they're not right lines.
Yep.
I don't understand why you guys think this. It's basic geometry.
The Earth is flat. Get
No,
over
it's
it.
not. But the water level will make a flat line.
The Earth is flat. Get over it. Go to bed.
How do you measure elevation then?
No, so you have this dumb curvy globe model, right? And she walks up to a flamboyant dude and asks, "What's your sexuality?" He replies, geodesic. I'm geodesic. Is he gay or straight?
Yeah, he would say relative to what? Relativity, man. They've been on that shit for a while now.
Everything's relative.
Everything can warp and bend with relativity, man.
So let's assume it's curved.
Fucking synclizer.
Why?
Would that be like a modus tollens? Right, to assume it's curved so we can lay out a logical argument and then bash it with a modus tollens, right? Here we go. Quick one. If the Earth is a spherical object, P, then the surface of liquid water must curve, Q. Right?
And it does.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how I can make curve water. Man.
Well, a water level
Somebody
is a
just
device for
please.
establishing a horizontal plane. I mean, Rumpus just said it earlier. Straight line, right?
Right, but that's not just
Yeah, but
water.
somebody just said it does curve. Who was that?
Can't do. That would be, if not Q, then not P, right? There's no curve in a water
Sounds
level.
like a
'cause the
logical
water level's
statement to me.
horizontal, therefore not P. The Earth can't be a spherical object. Wow.
Show me dice
That was
with
a good job, that whoever that was.
Is it a logical statement that I can't make?
Statement.
Show me dice with flat water, please.
Yo, water curves when I take a piss. I give it the shack arc, baby.
Ed, how about you address the logical argument?
Is this
Hey
logical?
guys, let me cut in here for just a second, then you can pick back up. I just wanted to thank everybody for being on the show tonight. We've been live quite a bit past our end time, so thank you.
Yeah, what a
very much.
great show today, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun actually.
These guys take a while, man.
What a flat Earth, Brandon.
Thank you, Don.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, but anyway, I'll come back in and put the record button on. So just so you know that you'll be recorded after the show. We'll talk to everybody on Monday. Thanks again to everyone for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Cool.
So before we go
Thanks,
on, I want to
Brandon.
say one thing. There's a new identity. I identify myself as a straight liner from now on.
It's like if you're
like that.
straight, but you've had.
I'm a horizontal level waterer.
Waterer. That's it. Horizontal level
Hey
waterer.
guys, do you think Discord has curves, or is it straight?
Chords are
Now I
curved.
don't know what it means. Are
You mean chord lines?
Yeah, it's Discord. Is it curved or straight?
Well, chord lines are usually straight, so.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Better watch out. We're on a
you
flat
better
Earth
go to bed,
Discord.
man.
That's it. That's with a H.
So, anyways, if you ever like experimented with homosexuality in college, you know, and someone asks you your sexuality, just say I'm geodesic.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to do with that information percentage.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to college to practice
how to
that,
apply
so
that.
I'll be all right. I've already passed that.
Well, now I don't know what straight means. Rumpus talked me out of it. I thought it meant one thing. Apparently, it means another.
No, it's straight.
Who
It's
would've
straight.
thought?
Unbendable. Don't let them try to form. That's what they try to do with the, geometric horizon. They try,
man.
they try to redefine
All
words.
the time.
Yeah.
My
Straight is
geometry book
absolutely
was
no curvature.
confusing. Man. Holy
No
shit.
deviation.
What's next? Painting a orange red and calling it an apple?
Show me dice with flat water.
Ed Hush.
Show me an apple that is orange.
Okay, I can do that, but show me dice with flat water, please.
What was that? Show you what?
What does that even
What did
mean,
you want,
Ed?
Ed?
That don't
What
make
did you
no
want?
sense. Tides with flat
Hey,
water.
you guys notice how Ed didn't jump in that whole time because he knew enough? He knew enough not
Yeah.
to say a thing.
No,
Very
but no,
wise.
no. What did you
No,
just
wait a minute.
say,
He says, "Show me tide with flat water on flat water."
Show me somebody carrying a tray of water that's flat.
Good point. Good point.
The,
Flat water.
At the end of
Show me
the
somebody running
canal,
backwater.
I could show you a canal water and sort of picture the Mersey in the background, right? Would that so?
Why would they have flat
It's
water?
gonna be tides with flat water.
The tide would be in the river at the outside.
What
That
is a
would be
tide? Ed, what is a tide?
What happens when you
What
don't
is
win
it?
or lose?
Carry a tray of water through a room.
Yeah, there's no tides in the canal, is there?
Cannonball!
There's no tides with flat water.
It's like when
either.
Chelsea and Liverpool.
Cannonball!
No, but Ed, what is the tide?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
what
the
is it?
score Chelsea
Well, it's
Liverpool
not
match is
flat,
1-1.
is it? So where's your
No,
flat?
what is
No,
it?
no,
What is
no,
a
no,
tide?
no.
Yeah.
Tide is moving water, right?
Right. So
Like
flat.
it.
So where's the flat?
It's almost
water
like the Earth's breathing, right?
Right. So where's the flat water at?
Go
In a
look.
canal.
What do you mean flat water?
Like what if you had a
What the fuck?
It's
Flat
with
water,
the rest of the water, Ed. Come on, flat
Hey,
water,
logic,
Ed.
Logic,
Come on.
logic here.
Isn't he
Ed,
supposed
can
to
you
be
show
Ed?
me? Hey, Ed, can you show me water curving? I can show you water flat in my bathtub, but can you show me water curving?
That's not flat though, is it?
But it is.
See, that's what I'm saying.
How is it
man.
not flat?
Yeah, that's
You're just looking at it. You didn't measure anything.
maybe you're getting it wrong from the start.
Can you measure a
Ed.
curve
Maybe,
there?
Yeah, I
Maybe
can
water
do the
can be
measurement,
flat.
right?
Measure anything.
We can do that. Yeah, of course we can.
Right, then do it.
I will.
Logic.
I will.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you mean you will?
Yeah, what are you doing?
When are you going to do that
What
experiment?
are you doing? What's your method?
Ed's
What's your
wasting
method?
time.
Let's
How
go.
long have you been talking about it?
What's your method?
I want to see a Glover make water curve without unmanipulated.
I love Bev's method.
Cheers, Rob.
He's got no method.
Bev has
He doesn't want to know anything. He won't even Google something.
recorded it live on video. It shows you the method.
Yeah, I
You can
don't-
go and do it your fucking self.
You're cutting out completely because you're eating your mic. So maybe stop.
Ed, I
doing
think he's
that.
saying that you've
He
never
said,
done an
"Go and do it-
experiment.
Go
in your
and
life.
do it your fucking self.
FE, have you ever used the water level?
That's not water, though. It's
No.
just a tool.
You're a
What?
fucking
Yeah, have you ever
retard.
used it?
Stop being so
Irrelevant.
dishonest.
It's not irrelevant. Have you ever used one?
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
No, it's not irrelevant. If you have not used a water level
Yes, you
or
are.
an auto level,
Very irrelevant.
fuck up. Because you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're cutting out completely. Maybe you should stop shouting or something.
Can you?
Ed, go to bed.
Ed, are you
I
any
have
good?
shite mic. That's
Ed,
all.
Ed, are you any good at geometry?
No, he's good at going to bed.
Ed,
What?
are
Ed's
you
done.
any good at geometry?
Right. So where's your evidence? Then?
Night night.
Are you? Is that like a you couldn't answer about the water
Steve,
level? Are you like answering
No.
this because it's a no?
No, it's
Bev,
completely
Bev,
irrelevant. though.
he's gonna do that to you constantly. Show me your evidence.
You,
Okay,
you didn't,
right.
That's his,
you didn't measure anything.
Ed,
though.
what I'm asking is, if you're good enough to
I'm asking
geometry,
if you did any measurements.
do you think you could devise a method to prove a straight line with
Right.
geometry? Do you think you could do it?
Right.
Do you think you
Well,
could do it?
Right. So, Bev,
Do
when did you measure
think
flat water?
you could
Answer
do
his
it?
question.
Bev, where did you measure flat
I
water?
Ed,
I
Ed,
can
Ed,
definitely
Ed,
do
Ed.
it. Can
Well,
you?
can, then show me.
I guess when I
I've
see a
done
swimming
it.
pool, it's curved now.
Show
The swimming
me
pool
your
is
measurements of flat water.
Can you think of a method to do it with your amazingly brilliant brain? Or are you
Yeah.
going to ask us to show you because you cannot think of a
That-
way of doing it yourself?
Water is flat,
could
so
do-
when did you
You
measure?
could do it with your swimming pool, dude. Depth, width, height. So,
Uh-huh.
right there.
Cool
pretty
story.
much.
So where did you measure flat water at?
He knows the water's flat. He's just being a
A
twat.
swimming pool, bro. A swimming pool. You can measure flat water with a swimming pool.
Okay, show me your measurements.
Yeah, you might have
So-
to just.
I think he's blind.
Can you
I
think of a
He
method,
just
Ed?
wants to
Just to think
argue.
of a quick
He
one.
just, he's an idiot. You can see the water's flat.
said you already
Measure
measured
flat
it
water.
flat, so
Yeah, of course.
show me.
Get a fucking ruler, hold it up against the water, and you'll see it's flat. What's your problem?
He's on. He's on. He needs to go to bed. He has to go to bed.
Stand on the beach, hold the ruler, you'll see a flat water. What?
Yeah, do it on the bath,
Wait,
on the
dude,
sink,
who's
then on a
echoing the
swimming
chat?
pool, then on a lake, then on the
Are you
ocean.
really,
There you
look,
go.
are you really that
looking at it
sick? You
then. Well,
cannot.
what? Well,
I think
you
he
didn't
is. He must
measure
be.
it,
He
though.
can't think of a method,
Uh,
can you,
Just
Ed?
hold it, get a ruler, hold it against the water, you'll see it's level and flat.
No,
that's
you
not
can
the
measure
same.
Simple.
depth with.
No,
height.
level and flat is not the same thing, though.
You can measure a
Idiot.
swimming. Dude, before you fill a swimming pool up, you got to measure the swimming pool, the frame. What the? Dude, you are a
Ed
chip.
can't even
That's
think
the
of
full-
a
full
method, can
story.
you, Ed?
Full story. So, where did you measure flat water at? I'm still waiting.
You can't even think of a
You claim
method.
you did. You claim you did.
What
though,
method
so
do you
where
think
is it?
you'd use, Ed, if you were to do it?
You claim you measured flat water. Where is it? Show
He
me.
needs us to tell him everything. He
I
needs
know,
us
yeah.
to show him and
Show
tell
me.
him what to
It's
think.
your claim.
He
Present your
can't.
evidence.
He
Yeah,
literally
you can-
can't look
well,
up anything
okay, wait a
for
minute, wait a
himself.
minute.
No, Paige, he made a
He
claim.
needs
Where's
Okay,
the
us
evidence?
okay,
to teach
Ed.
him.
Ed,
Yeah, I know. He needed
you
to teach him.
can come over at
Where's your
any
flat water?
time, Ed. I have an interactive presentation
Right, so
open
where's
to
the evidence?
anyone at all. You can come round and view it yourself. You,
Right, so
you
are
will
you gonna
learn
show
the
your
method.
evidence, or-
You will learn
telling
the
you, you can
method.
see it.
You can
Right.
do it for yourself.
And are you going to use your kids' toys with water and cartoons on a whiteboard?
Do you
or show
think?
evidence?
Do you think a water level is a kid's toy?
Are you going to
Ed,
show your kids' toys and
Ed,
cartoons on a whiteboard?
do you
or
think a water level is a kid's toy?
way you use it? Yes. So are you going to show?
No,
your
builders use it.
So,
Builders use it. Builders use it.
so are you going to show evidence or your?
Builders use it.
Which one is it?
Builders use it.
That's all I was gonna say.
Just come and watch it, Ed. Come and watch
Are you
it.
going to show cartoons?
Just
or
come and watch
evidence?
it whenever you want, Ed. Come and watch it whenever you want.
Practical use of a water
Yeah,
level.
whenever you want, Ed. Whenever you want, Ed. Whenever.
Okay, you got.
Whenever
you
you
win,
want,
Ed. You win, Ed.
Whenever
You
you
win,
want.
Ed. Okay, now, okay, okay, you win.
I asked the question. Is it going to be
You
cartoons or
won.
evidence?
Whenever you want,
You
Ed, you can come and
Is-
watch
is
it,
it gonna
can't
be
you?
cartoons or
You will,
evidence
you will
then?
find
Which
out,
one is
won't
it?
you, Ed? When you come,
Cartoons or
don't. If
evidence?
you don't want to come, then don't. It doesn't matter,
Well,
right?
just
If you,
answer
like,
the question. Is it going to be
it-
cartoons
you
or
will.
evidence?
You will be able to come and see
Is it
for
cartoons
yourself,
or
Ed.
evidence?
It's all right.
Just tell me now. Is it
It's
cartoons or is
no
it
spoilers, Ed. No spoilers.
Right, so you
Has-
can't tell me if you have evidence.
Has Ed ever used the water level?
Yeah, he told you.
So you
He's
don't
got
have
evidence. You have to go and see it. You
I
have
think-
to put some effort
Yeah.
in and
Right,
show
so
that you're
what am I going to
willing
see?
to
Evidence or
want to learn.
cartoons?
Ed, have you ever used the water
Go and
level?
have a look.
Am I going to see evidence or cartoons?
Go and have a
Oh my
look.
God, I
Just
swear
tell
these
me.
people
Just
have
You're
got
like
a
a petulant
brain.
child that
No,
needs
just-
a smack on the bum.
Just tell me which one it is, evidence or cartoons.
I think their lenses are wrong in their eyes, where they must see a
How hard can it
bulge
be to
with
answer the
anything.
question?
Prove us a bulge in the sea. Where's the bulge?
Where's the what?
Where's the bulge? Where's the curve? Where's the
Oh,
bulge?
she's looking for your
bulge.
bulge, Ed.
Where's the
I think you've
bulge?
got-
Yeah,
I
he's
think Ed's
telling
got
you
one.
that
Ed hasn't got a bulge. Don't worry.
And make it water's flat. Where's the
Ed's only
bulge?
got a pair of socks.
Yeah,
He doesn't have a bulge. He's got a pair of socks down there.
Yes.
Well, he's got a pair. He says.
You know what?
it's-
Even
it's all-
children know that water's flat. Even children know that water's flat. You're an idiot.
So show me your evidence, Ed, that water curves.
No, I'm still waiting for that measured.
No,
No, there is no evidence.
No, no, no,
Where-
no, 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 no,
where's
no,
the
no, I said you won. I said you won. I'm not showing you nothing. I don't know how to show you.
We,
so you don't-
actually,
Okay, don't-
we
don't-
had
not
the
switch the
measurement.
burner.
The measurement
Right,
for
Bev,
level is zero.
Yes,
you
right,
didn't
right.
show
Yeah,
your-
foolish decisions told us. Ed,
Bev, stop. Bev, hold on.
zero.
Hold
It
on.
is.
So Don, the Earth is not flat then. Is that it, Don?
Okay, show me your evidence of
No, it's
curvature.
not. It's
Because
not
you gotta
Don.
think. Hang on,
Don.
calm down.
But you said I won. You couldn't show the evidence, so it's not flat
Calm
and done. So it's not flat and done.
He just wants attention. He just wants
Otherwise, we can't move on.
So hang on, you're switching the burden of proof. We observe
measurements of
we
flatness.
observe no curvature, dude. I don't see no curvature.
How do you measure flatness?
You don't observe flatness
This
either.
is one of the cog
I don't
dis things
see
that happens.
curvature, bro.
But you didn't
So,
see flatness either.
Don't switch the burden of proof on me, bro.
flatness
You're the
either.
one that's claiming Earth is a
He's
sphere,
just here
bro.
to disrupt. Ed, go have a hot chocolate. Calm down.
Go post another meme.
Go to the night.
Calm down.
Yeah, and go to bed.
Have
dude.
a hot
Go to
chocolate.
bed.
You gotta go to bed, bro.
You're like the third string. We got Rumpus,
Maybe
Kate NASA,
someone
and
will
now we got
believe
you, man.
flat Earth if you post
You're
another.
third string
Ed,
globe
go to
Earth
bed.
material, man.
Go to bed.
Ah, Jesus, dude, you just got wrecked for 10 minutes straight. I would had you in the background.
Not even the low-hanging fruit. It's rotten fruit on the ground.
That was a rough
Didn't
one.
see
Ed. Are
any
you
measured
kidding me?
flat water.
Are you
So-
kidding me, Ed? That was rough.
I've never heard anything from
Read this every day.
Water.
Where's the measured flat water at?
Imagine being Ed every day getting debunked
So
by a
wait.
simple
So
fact.
Ed,
that you're maybe
if I
oh my
make
god.
if I make I get a fish tank and I fill it up, right, and I put it in an enclosed environment where there's no draft at all, that water's perfectly still. You would tell me that's not flat top. The water at the top is not flat.
Extremists, please help a brother out. Help. Ed
said,
is
did I
roughing
measure
it.
it?
Yeah. Did you measure it?
Extremists, help.
I can help. I can show water.
Extremists, please come on. Be honest though. If that
Help
fish tank
her
is
out,
full,
Ed.
bro, and if that fish tank is full, is the top flat? Is the water flat level?
Hold on. That's not
Yeah,
That is
no.
a curveball.
Be honest. Be honest. Is it level?
That is a
Sure,
damn
why not?
curveball.
Is it level?
Sure.
Level is
Why not? Good answer. Good answer.
But
Why not?
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show water curving. But
Yes, please show me that.
here comes the raindrop.
Unmanipulated.
curving,
Tears.
Unmanipulated.
Ready.
Here comes the
Unmanipulated.
tear pictures. You're gonna cry and you're gonna show us a tear and you're gonna say water.
I
is
was
legal
going to
now.
pour water on a ball and watch it fall down the side.
He's gonna show us tears and say water isn't level.
Unmanipulated, bro.
Jesus.
Unmanipulated. That's why I said controlled
heard this
environment,
before,
bro.
man.
nobody's guessed it yet. But I'm going to show you water curving. Here's what's going to happen, though.
Show me the teardrop. Show me the teardrop. It's the globe argument.
Jumping
Yes,
in. I'm
yeah.
going to predict the future.
Electrostatics
Let's see
can
those
make water
tears, man.
curve.
Show me
I
the
know
image.
that, but that's a force pushing out.
Water is susceptible to the forces that act on it. Therefore, I can.
Are you gonna
show
post
you-
this raindrop or what?
Isn't it cooler to show you, demonstrate it with the physical water than to make up a story?
Show you that, but here's what's going to happen. Once I
Dun
show
dun
you
dun dun.
you're then going to move the goalpost. That's what's going to happen.
I didn't
Show
move
us what
no
you
damn
got,
goalpost.
Extremist.
I want to see
Hold on,
water
Don.
curving
Don,
unmanipulated.
Listen, Don, he's got it. He's ready to post. We're waiting to be pressed. Extremist, it's all yours, brother. Let's see this shit once and for all. It's cleared up. And if you don't post this, all right, dude. Don't even piss me off about it. Just post the image. There's a big chance you don't have an image, maybe.
Water curving.
That's more like probably the container
hold
that's
on.
making it appear that way. That is the container making it appear that way, bro.
Are you kidding me, Extremist?
Dude, it's the way the light is going into the container, bro.
Evidence for that claim,
Real-
please.
Are you kidding? Oh,
No,
wow.
evidence for that claim, please. Why is
This
that
might be
exact?
worse than I thought. This might be worse than I originally thought. It's a tricky one. What do you think's happening, man? Mercury curving in a glass, light's the problem, level's an issue with you guys. What do you think's happening?
Well, if you actually probably chop off the top of it and look at it from inside at the actual water, you'd be like, oh, shoot, that's flat. It looks different.
Well, it's
Prove it.
concave.
Hang on. I'll
Concave.
show you the same thing it kind of does. Hang on.
Evidence.
Well, that's tricky. That's a really tricky one, Trimesis.
I told you, I'm going to show you water curving.
I'm going to have to wrestle with this one for a while, mate.
The denialism is
Said, water is susceptible to the forces that act on it. In this case, surface tension.
Ah, I see.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Well, that one is... What if you had a bigger container? What do you think would happen after that?
Hydrostatic, right?
Where the water meets the container, it's still going to curve. Now, it might be flat in the middle. Won't deny that. It still curves at the edge.
Flat in the middle, eh? Flat in the middle trick, huh?
But it still curves at the edges. You said, show me water that curves.
Why do you have a container?
Irrelevant. It's curved.
Never part of any requirement with or without a container. The requirement was show me water that curves. I have followed through on my promise.
I'm pretty sure we're talking about to the outside of a ball.
Hold on,
Very dynamic atmospheric system with heat and cold.
Curve in the
dynamic
middle,
system
right?
added
Not on
to
the
it.
outside.
Hold on,
Probably
Extremis
what we're talking about.
said it was flat in the middle. What do you mean flat in the middle, Extremis?
Nobody ever put any restrictions on it. Nobody said anything about
Very clever.
water size, anything else. Show me water curving. I have done that.
Why would it be flat in the middle?
No, water curving on a ball. That's what we need to see. You know what I mean? We can all make things look and appear like they're curving. Let's see water sticking to a ball. Let's see an ocean sticking to a ball.
No, that's hold on.
You know, I found your actual picture where you got it from. I'm looking more into it.
Oh man, you can't just post.
A bubble of water. Lovely. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, we were talking about like large distances earlier, weren't we? And now we've gone to what, like little tiny things, like really close. So you're saying that the curve of the water is measurable at like really small distances? Is that what we're talking about now, or not? What?
I thought that long distance observations. I don't know. There was something about curvature.
Like you're running away from the curve.
Well, no, we're not run. It seems like we're trying to address that very problem.
There's another one on a ball. So.
Wow. So that's measurable then, right? That's the amount of curvature that you're looking for.
So you're telling me that this container has nothing to do with the effect or appearance of why this looks appears to curve? Oh, is it?
The dumbest video I think you've ever posted.
So you're not looking at the variables at all.
Show the variables. You said it's refraction, so go ahead, prove it.
Oh, is that Ed? Refraction now for water level curve.
It's always ever been refraction.
Is that
That's what Don said, Beth.
What the refraction makes the water level curve for you. Now you want him to prove it for you.
Don said refraction. You're not
Hold
listening.
on, Ed.
Said refraction.
Hold on,
What?
Don, one sec.
You're not listening.
Hold on.
Don said refraction.
Listen,
not me.
hey, Ed,
I didn't say refraction. That's the container in the tubes.
Shut up.
I said the container in the tube.
I want to hear, Don. I want to hear Bev talk about refraction. What do you think you see at long distances over water?
No, I want to address this. I'm
Because it's curious. No, it's a curious argument, right? Because I've heard ballers say refraction so much to the point I don't think they know what they're talking about, to be honest.
Cool story, bro.
And especially when you apply geometry to these angles and these observations, then I know for sure they don't know what they're talking about. But they kind of use refraction as a cop-out. I've realized that.
They get you to talk about refraction like Ed's trying to do.
No, it was Don. You're not listening, Beth.
Can you not talk about refraction then, Ed?
It's relevant.
You want somebody else to talk about refraction for you or to you.
Bev,
You want somebody else to tell you what refraction is. Or you want them to tell you what they think refraction is. Or you want them to do a presentation or something on refraction for you because you don't know what refraction is yourself.
Bev, you're not listening.
That's a good answer. Bev, no, that's a good answer, Ed. Did you hear it?
Not me.
All right, so
refraction.
You know what it is, Ed.
I didn't say it's a refraction. I said it's the glass tubes that if you got to control, you got to look at all. Listen, you got to look at all the variables, bro. You can't just see for something and say that's what it is.
What else did you mean then?
Well, hold on. No. Okay, Bev made a good point. If you're going to say refraction, you're going to have to explain what you think refraction is. If you're going to go down that path, you're going to have to explain where you're going with refraction.
Right, that's why I asked Don to
unless you want to go down that path.
Because Don made the claim it's refraction.
Because you don't know. That's why, exactly. And you want somebody else to tell you because you don't
it's his
know.
claim. He needs to show his evidence. That's how it
Yes,
works.
it is my claim. I don't have a specific claim. I'm looking at the variables.
Bev seems to misunderstand that if you make a claim that you don't need to present evidence.
Okay,
that's
I'm going to. Oh, I'm going to. I'm going to.
Did you not know that? Is that why you're stuck all these years? You think you don't have to present evidence when you make a claim? That's absolutely wrong. So adjust from now on. You have to present evidence, Bev. I hope you learned something today.
Wow.
We learned show me your evidence.
We learned that you don't know what refraction is, Ed. Well done.
Show
And
me your
we also
evidence.
learned that you
This is
don't,
why
you're
he won't
scared
make
to
a
see a
claim,
proof.
because he's terrified
You're
of
scared
having
to see
show him
everything. Yeah.
He needs us to teach him. Yeah.
You see how small them tubes are that extremists post, right? How small they are and how it could. Don't worry, I got you. I'm not gonna forget
Now
this.
he's just spiraled into a mess. Like there's going to be no
I'm just asking for evidence. And he presents
coherentness
more
out of him
words.
after this.
Hold
It's
on,
just going to be
hold on.
nonsense.
Why is it so hard to present evidence
Relax.
for your claims?
Relax, brother. What are you asking for, man? I stepped away.
Evidence for his claims?
Whose claims?
Don?
Mine's.
Oh,
What are
and
you
Bev, by
saying
the
now,
way.
Don? Are you kidding me?
Don and Bev, both of them.
I'm not.
What did we do? Go on.
I am not.
I
running
will back up the fact, right, that I said you don't know anything about refraction. And I will prove it because you will very soon ask one of us about it and ask one of us to tell you, right? That's how I know that it is a fact, right? Off you go, Ed.
Irrelevant. Yeah, irrelevant. You didn't present.
That's pretty embarrassing, Ed. That's pretty embarrassing.
That's how it always goes.
All right, that's it. You post another meme.
Hold on, Ed. Don't you realize whenever you guys mention refraction, you ask about it. You don't ever explain it. What you think.
No, I'm asking for your evidence, and you never present anything.
There you go. Yeah, I told you.
Okay, yeah. Like
I think I might have a cylinder here. I'm gonna.
I don't think Globers need to ever mention refraction because it's a problem for them to explain it to us when we want to talk about it. And we're ready to talk about it, but they may not know what they're even talking about.
It's because, right, it's something that happens in reality. And it's not like on their model. There's no, like, model thing numbers that they can actually go to because it's something that happens in reality. They get really struggled with stuff that happens in reality. They only know that what they've been told about their model. They get really stuck. It's hard, really hard work for them.
If you don't show your evidence, then we can't change our minds.
What do you mean evidence? Evidence of what, Ed? What do you want us to provide?
Of your claims?
Of refraction? You want us to tell you about refraction?
No, just post evidence of
go
Claim
down
that you
route
don't
again,
know
bro?
anything about reality.
No,
It's pretty obvious.
You claimed you measured flat water. Where's your evidence?
I claimed I can prove level is horizontal. I can also prove at the same time that horizontal is a straight line.
Right, well then show your evidence.
I've told you.
I got something.
Told you can come round anytime you want. Anytime. Interactive.
I'm gonna show you.
Interactive presentation.
No, you have to go and make an effort to show him you are willing.
It's a simple.
To
Yeah, I
spend some
am
time
willing.
to
I am
go
willing to
through it.
learn.
So
I just want to
prove
know.
to him by
I just want to
going
know if
there,
it is going to be cartoons or evidence.
I don't have cartoons. Don't have cartoons.
It's going to be cartoons on a whiteboard or evidence.
No.
I've got. There's a
It's going
DP
to
and
be
there's an
evidence.
MLO on the board. And there's a superficial.
Right, so it's cartoons
and
on a
a
whiteboard,
Yoda.
not evidence then.
No.
I've got things on my whiteboard. Yeah, there's
Go
also
and
like words and things
Right.
wrote on the whiteboard.
Words.
He just will not do anything.
Wow, they're
There's
scary, those words. I know.
He's so
Yeah.
scared he's
Words
going to find
and
out
cartoons
something
on a
that he
whiteboard.
can't.
He wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
But no evidence then.
The cog this part would actually freak him out. He wouldn't.
No,
You know, he's
just
already
know
heard
cartoons
about it. Obviously, Woz has told him. He's Woz still in here.
What do you mean? Just those?
If you're going to show cartoons and words, then I can do the same thing and debunk everything you said.
We're
so
using
you
fucking
need
words,
evidence.
aren't we?
You need evidence.
Everybody I know knows that water finds a flat level.
I can make cartoons on a whiteboard and present some words. So what does
then.
that prove?
All right.
Yeah,
So get your method sorted.
And you won't.
Get your method sorted, right? And you get your presentation for how you would prove a straight line. Just do it.
I can just make
brilliant.
some
It's that
cartoons.
easy.
Then it debunks you completely because we
No,
both.
no, you need a method to be able to
Right.
prove that you can measure your.
Right.
I don't know. Are you after a curve or a
Words
straight
and
line?
cartoons.
What is it that you want to try and prove?
Well, that you are
Level
wrong.
is
I have-
horizontal.
I
I'm
have
trying to
to
prove. Do you want to do the
words
same?
and cartoons on a whiteboard.
Do you want to do the same, or do you want to, you know,
No, I'm just going to use
measure
the
a
same
curve? Would
evidence
it? Would
you
it not
do,
measure a
which is
curve?
words. I'm just going to use the same amount of evidence as you do, which is words
Which
and
is
cartoons
like
on a whiteboard.
geometry. You don't know what evidence
It's
I've
gonna
got.
be
You don't know
cartoons.
what the method
Well,
is. You don't
I
know
just
what the
asked you.
presentation is. You
I just
don't
asked
know
you.
anything, Ed.
I just asked you, and you just told me it's going to be words and cartoons on a whiteboard. So
Yeah,
I
so
can
don't
use the
bother.
same-
Don't bother. Don't bother, Ed. Don't bother, Ed. You do your own method,
That's
right?
what you
Because you
said.
can, can't
That's
you?
what you said,
You
yeah.
can sort it out. You do it yourself. Don't worry.
But you said you're going to show cartoons and words and things. So
How
See,
brainwashed
Ed,
are
you're-
you?
Ed, hold on. Why are you so defensive about what he's trying to tell you, man? It's so
I
bizarre.
don't
It's
want to
like
make
you're
my time.
don't want to
If
hear
he's not going
something
to present
that
evidence, then what's the
probably
use?
tell you about.
If he
Now
doesn't
that's just a
present
strange way to process
Then
information, man.
don't go, Ed. You're the one that's coming here asking us shit. If
I'm
you
asking
don't
for
want to
your
participate in what we're trying to explain to you, then don't. That's
for
perfectly
evidence,
fine.
You're not listening.
But don't fucking bitch at us.
I don't. I asked for
Ed,
evidence.
you have to realize that.
No, I
Well,
don't
if
have
He's
Ed
a fuckwit.
listen,
See, even my partner
He
says you
showed
sound like a fuckwit.
shows up here to talk about
Okay, I found something. I was messing with something. All right, I was messing with my cologne bottle. Now, if I'm angled in a position, look at that curve. See that curve? Go to that right there.
What are you talking about, Ed? Don, go to bed. What are you
Yeah, I know.
talking about?
Look at that curve right there. Look at that. The angle. It's the bottle, dude. It's the vial that Extremis was posting. Where'd he go?
Where you
It's the
posting
vial
it?
that he had the water. That vial that he tried to show us curved
Don,
water.
is this some sort of dome argument? Did you get into some sort of dome argument?
No, look, dude. Boom.
Like you're trying
Now
to say the sun is magnifying.
Now it's
and-
flat. Now it's flat. So it's the container that he had.
God, Don.
You're not getting it, dude. You're not getting where I'm getting at. It's the way the light shines.
Cologne bottle. Hey, whoa, nice.
Bro, you're not getting it.
finish the
Hang
bottle?
on, bro. It's this right here that Extremis was talking about. It's this right here he was talking about that was curved. It's due to the glass, bro. It's the glass. It ain't the surface.
No, that is the
Okay, so
surface. It's
Don,
the
what are
meniscus.
The glass is making it appear that way, dude.
No,
it's making it
not
appear
the
that
glass.
way.
It is the meniscus.
Now you see what I'm talking about? It's the glass.
Yeah, I
that's
see
making
what you're
It's just the
Don,
capillary
yeah.
action
You're
of the
wrong.
water and the substance of the material against the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, but
surface
Don, I
of
don't
the
think
glass.
anybody would disagree with you on that. I mean,
Oh,
No,
Extremis
Don,
was.
Don is so wrong. Don, you're wrong.
How
it
could you
actually
be
is
wrong
curving.
about light refract? Are you kidding me, dude?
Because the liquid is actually curving.
Okay, look at
That's
that.
a known phenomenon. Oh God, Don, please stop.
This is like the Coriolis of refraction.
Even
you're saying.
do you
Bev
have proof?
disagrees
Do you
with
have
you.
proof the
That's
liquid?
not
Hey,
actual
hang on.
refractive.
Do you have proof that the liquid is curving? Do you have an open vial? Can you show me an open from the top and the bottom? Do you have one that's open?
Don, did you
Do you
measure
have
it
one
flat?
that's open? Do you have
Don.
one that's open and I can see inside it?
Don, did you measure it flat?
Do you have one that's open where I can see inside it? Look at the
Measurements,
liquid
please.
itself. Not through a
You
glass.
gotta remember,
not
Ed's
through a
probably doing
cylinder.
other research. Don, Ed is probably researching other experimentational science methods. He can't get to you right now.
It's the
but
container, bro,
he'll
that
laugh
it's
at
in,
you and
man.
tell you you're wrong. But I mean, you're gonna have to deal with it.
Don, are you saying that the it only
that's not
appears to be curved?
It's the container. It appears to be curved because of the container.
So it's actually not curving.
Do you got? Well, I would like to see one with open vial, so I can look inside at the liquid, not through a curved glass.
I can't watch what's going on, but is it a video of liquids tilting up at the edges?
It's the it's not
The
capillary
capillary,
action,
yeah.
but it's the meniscus thing.
Up at the edges, that's absolutely water curving, but has nothing to do with flat Earth proofs or global proofs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a strong.
yeah.
It's
It's
kind
just
of
no.
yeah. It's kind
Someone
of
just
bullshit,
claimed that water
right,
is
Moment?
always.
Ed,
Can you
show
show
me your
curving
evidence.
water? And he showed curving
Well,
water.
there you go. Ed. There you go, Ed.
No, Moment said he could
Up
prove
at
it.
the edges, but it's pretty irrelevant to this kind of thing.
Bro, it's very
It's just-
irrelevant.
it was posted just because someone asked for curving water and extremists posted
Yeah,
it.
but
Nice to have a knowledge of curving
that was
water,
a
right?
kind of gimmicky argument, right?
I never saw any measurements of flat water, though.
What is flat water then?
Your swimming pool.
Claim
If listen, if flat water isn't a thing, Ed, what do you mean? Is there no such thing as flat water?
No measurements of flat water, please.
Damn, that would be damn. I'll have to think about that one.
It's a really simple question. Why are you guys struggling?
I'm gonna have to think about water. You've had to, yeah, it's a tough one. So why would people say water is flat?
Because it is. I have yet to see.
No, because I can be talked out of it, but if someone's saying water, there's no. Why would they say that?
If you apply plane
Have
geometry
you
to
ever
something,
heard?
then you can
Have you
just
ever
say
heard of
that
an
it's flat.
infinity pool, Ed?
You have to be rich.
Do you know what an
He's gonna say, "Do you have the
infinity pool-
measurements?" He wants the measurements. Look at that. Prove something.
I don't really care about
can-
more words. I just want measurements of flat water.
Yeah, I can apply spherical geometry to water, and then it'll be curved. I have evidence, proof.
Wow,
Yeah, there you go.
you can do that, can you?
Yeah.
Right.
That it curves?
Yeah, it has to because I mean I apply
Oh my!
spherical
Are you
geometry.
kidding me, bro? Are you
Nice.
kidding me?
Yeah, genius. Genius.
What, bro?
Yeah,
Really?
if you think you're a
Tell
man,
us about
but
it.
you're really born a woman, you can just think you're a man.
Just
And-
imagine it, right?
If you pretend that
just
water,
imagine you are.
yeah, and if you imagine that water is flat, you can apply Euclidean planar geometry to it. Yeah.
What about if you imagine? Well, you don't have to imagine it, can you? If you can prove that water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference, what about that?
I can prove.
No
I can prove
imagination
mailman.
needed
Yeah,
at
but
all.
Bev,
Mailman,
I can-
mailman.
Yeah.
If I have 5 apples and I paint 4 of them orange, does that mean I have more oranges?
No, you still have apples.
Oh, I was just checking.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Can I hear?
so I can use.
Just because you apply spherical geometry
Yeah.
doesn't
Get outta
mean
here.
the water's actually
The
curving.
water level argument's kind of false. It's too small of a scale.
Do you mean too small of a
points.
scale? How
Bev.
what
What if we just have a bigger
what sort of a
scale?
scale you're talking about?
Come on.
But you guys keep talking about like bathtubs and water levels to establish a flat plane, but it's just
Not a bigger scale though.
What sort of scale are you talking about? Who is that? Somebody in the background somewhere?
Because all water is the same. Doesn't matter what. From the size of your sink all the way to the ocean.
What sort of size would you think would be a decent size to be able to measure the Ruhif numbers? I'll put them up in the chat. You tell us which ones you think you could measure.
I can't. I'm driving.
Okay.
But no, I find the whole horizon arguments just pointless.
The horizon. It's not horizon. No. This is a water level.
Horizon, water level, all that is just kind of pointless because it's been going on for years and nobody's made any progress.
But a water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane. I mean, what you saying? Argument.
What it is, it's liars against people telling the truth.
Yeah. What are you doing? You mean people have denied obvious reality for ages?
If you want to build a house, a water level, it will do just that. You'll have.
Okay, what sort of distance then? Go.
I don't know, some really long distance.
Okay.
It works, man.
Okay, let's say in a mile. We've just done this before, but we'll go again. Over a mile, you've got a water level, and it's a mile long. Is there any drop, or is it level?
Forgive me if I get my terms wrong here, but I would say that it is level and it drops.
Right, it drops. Okay, drops from horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna label one end A and the other end B. Now we're going to set a horizontal at A, and we're going to say at B is that 8 inches lower, right?
8 inches. I don't know the exact maths.
Okay,
yeah,
but there's a drop over that mile from the horizontal established at point A.
How much, Beth? How much?
Yeah. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move now to point B, and we're gonna set a horizontal, establish a horizontal at B. Would A be 8 inches higher?
Be parallel.
They'd be level.
Pardon?
They'd both be level.
They'd both be level. But, I mean, the horizontal that we set at B, where is A in relation to that horizontal?
When I say, defining level, when I define level, I mean in perspective to the center of the Earth, and so they would both be level, but the horizontal level both would intersect.
When you say level in respect to the center of the Earth, would that be a distance from a center?
Yes.
Right. You know, that's in geometry, that's how you describe a circle. A circle can be described from any center point and any distance from that center. Right?
Okay, yes.
That's what you think level is. You think level is a circle.
Level is it is the, what's the term? The horizontal contact point on a circle.
What?
I don't know the exact definition. Like, you put a ruler on a ball, where that ruler contacts the ball, there's a horizontal level. No, that's a terrible word.
Tangent is the word you're
No,
looking for.
don't give him it,
Tangent,
Paige.
Yes,
Okay.
tangent, yes.
Like, we're talking about reality.
I was describing
A level, the water level establishes a horizontal plane of even altitude. Now, you know the difference between elevation and altitude, don't you?
Maybe not.
Okay, elevation is the land. So when you say so many feet above sea level, it means you are that distance vertically above sea level, but you're on the land. That's elevation, right? Like a mountain top. Yeah? Or a canal water surface would be like 51 feet above sea level.
Yes.
Right? Then elevation, that's elevation. The altitude means above that. right? It's not attached to the floor. It's okay, right? So when you get in a water level, it establishes a horizontal surface of even altitude. That means tangent's gone, right? You've lost tangent because it's not touching the surface. There's no need for tangent. We just have to call it a straight line.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
No, it's a horizontal plane. Like when you get a water level, it's a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of even altitude. Means it's not touching the surface. It's just up in the air. Horizontal plane. Yeah.
Tangent plane.
The water level will be tangent to the center of the Earth.
It can't. How can it be a tangent if it's an even altitude? It's not touching the surface of anything.
Doesn't need to touch the surface.
To be a tangent, it does. Yeah, absolutely does. To be a tangent is a flat line or plane that touches the surface of a curve at one point and one point only. But it has to touch it, otherwise it's just a plane or something. You know.
I feel like this is just an argument of definition.
This isn't an argument. This is just you getting geometry really badly wrong.
Whatever the term is for a horizontal line coming off of a circle, I guess, like lifting the thing off the circle.
It's not in touch with the surface of the circle, so you can completely disregard any thoughts of balls or circles.
No. If that water level is touching the Earth and then you lift it off the Earth, the water level doesn't change. It just stays horizontal.
The water level establishes a level of even altitude. Yep. Establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
So you're still parallel to the tangent then, Bev?
All right, gently.
There you going, Bev. So you're still parallel to the tangent, even if you have altitude.
What tangent?
The tangent you establish with the first horizontal. If you lift the thing up in the air, it doesn't matter if it's in the air.
No,
you're still parallel to that tangent.
No, it's just in the air, isn't it? It's like it's on its own. It's not a tangent. You're still having to put you're placing it. Where are you placing this tangent?
Where it intersects the great circle.
What? Great circle? No, we're just talking about a water level in reality, right? It's just the bits you can see the water in the end of the tubes.
I know, but a water level is only horizontal at the centre. So if you lift the water level up, the horizontal will still be parallel. So what's the difference?
All the way along, it's a straight line, gently. I mean, we have been doing this all night.
It isn't a straight line, but
I don't think they use water levels. I think
none of them really have.
I don't think they get. I can't believe they can't see it or understand it. I really can't.
I call it a model affliction, right? The model is clouding their view on reality.
You're misdefining the terms, is all. That's all.
Very real condition.
So where's your evidence then, Beth?
Problem is yours, not ours. Sorry.
Oh, well,
Ed,
I have used the water level.
I'm sorry, I promise I won't talk anymore. I'm sorry.
What's your evidence stuff, Ed?
Hey, the show is over. You can talk.
Can you take 2 points?
Hey, Nasser,
Pay can go show his 2 masters.
I'm sorry, I promise I won't talk anymore.
Hey, didn't somebody offer you 10 grand for those 2 master's degrees? Could have made
Where's master's degree at, bro?
You could have made 10 grand, bro.
Who's got a master's degree? Who's pretending they've got master's degrees?
He's got 2 of them, bro.
Who's that?
He's a legend. Already.
I didn't know I was in the company of like 2 masters. Who's that?
Bev, you're gonna love this. Paige Nasser Shill found out the Eratosthenes elevation of the sun. Isn't that right, Paige? Elevation of the sun through Eratosthenes.
Elevation of the sun, or the
trigonometry,
distance, the distance to the sun. If the Earth was flat, you could do that, but you
Distance to the
can't.
sun. But Aristotle's did the distance
If
to the sun
the Earth
as
was
well.
flat, you could calculate the distance to the sun.
You could
Really?
calculate
A light.
it, could you?
A light source. Huh?
How did he do it?
How would you?
That's
How,
flat.
yeah, how would you calculate it?
But the Earth isn't flat. What do you mean? How do you calculate? It's simple geometry.
What have you got?
Simple
A light
trigonometry.
source.
Angle on a stick.
Trigonometry.
Simple trigonometry.
Go on.
Really?
Go on then.
We
Go on.
had
Can you
Go,
use
go,
that
go.
trigonometry to pinpoint a
I'm not going to teach you guys
Go on.
trigonometry.
How
No,
do
you
you,
guys
how
are
do you
too-
do trigonometry?
You guys are too stupid to understand
Master
trigonometry.
Shill. Go on with your master's degrees. Go on.
Yeah,
Go on.
Yeah, perhaps you haven't done a
Trigonometry.
little bit of trigonometry.
Do you know the minimum things that you need for trigonometry? At least you must do that.
Well, why don't you tell me? You're the expert.
Three things you need, right?
Tell me the expert. Depends on
Trigonometry.
what you're trying to get, but
Well,
go ahead.
you guys, I'll give you guys. You need a look. You need to be able to use your eyes. You need a stick, and then you need an angle. Then you do some magic. But
No,
us
not magic,
people
it's
in
math.
the real
It's not magic.
world,
What do you mean it's
we
fucking
need
magic?
we
See, that's your
need-
problem right there. Is you think it's fucking magic.
in the real world.
I've been in here.
In the
It's
real
over.
world,
You just lost.
in the
Hang
real
on, let him-
world, we need
let
a
Bev-
right-angled triangle and a distance and an angle. Then we can perform trigonometry. So what would you do in order to calculate the distance to the sun? Go, please. What have you got?
Well, the Earth was flat.
Where's your right-angled triangle?
No.
Where's your
Flat Earth
distance?
I can help Baba with that. I can help Baba with that.
Stop flat Earth.
No, I want to hear paid.
Using
We want to
using
hear
basic
paid.
trigonometry. Oh,
Stop
Data.
talking.
please don't tell me to stop. Please don't tell
We
me
want
to
to hear
stop.
him, man.
We want to hear paid. We
He
want to hear
doesn't
his
know how to
response.
do it. You might know how to do it.
Go paid.
Well, no, I
No,
want
no.
him. I want him to. This is how I'm going to get him. So listen, listen. According to
No,
Aristotle's experiment,
data.
Are you kidding
Don't.
me, man?
Paid NASA Shill. Do you not know how to do this?
Oh, I know how to do this. It's simple
Go on then.
trigonometry.
Just go on then. Go.
Okay,
Oh,
go
no, I'm not
ahead.
teaching you
Paid
guys
NASA Shill.
trigonometry.
Quick, simply.
You're too
Go.
stupid to understand
Go.
trigonometry.
Go.
Tell us.
I'm under no illusion that you guys will understand trigonometry.
If you don't know how to do it, just keep saying this. Keep going.
I'm going to.
You guys are too stupid to understand. I'm not here to teach you trigonometry. If you want to know how to do trigonometry, go Google it yourself.
Paid Shill, I'm going to give you a hint. You can take the distance and divide it by the tangent of the degree.
Just he hasn't got a distance. That's the point. Data. Right?
Hey, I've been
There's
in
no
here
distance.
for like-
Is the paid
Listen to me.
NASA Shill.
Hey,
You've
shut
got
up and
no
listen.
fucking
I'm not
distances.
I'm
You
not
haven't got a
over-talking
clue
people
what you're
today.
talking about.
I'm
Where's
not
your
over-talking
distance?
people
You
today.
mind if,
Where's your
you
distance?
mind if I ask,
I'm not over-talking people today.
Where's your
Paid a
distance?
question. You mind ask?
Yeah,
you mind
yeah,
if
go
I
ahead.
ask Paid a question? Paid. You seem like you're really good at math. I want to ask you a real simple question. Nobody
No, he
Nobody
doesn't
answered
seem
this for him. Well, he seems like he thinks he is.
He
so I
seems
just
like
wanna
he's
ask him a
dodged
real
every
basic-
question.
You're interrupting.
I wanna ask
I'm
him a
not
real
teaching you guys
basic question.
trigonometry.
All right, we'll clear
You
the floor.
definitely
Go ahead.
couldn't. You don't fucking know it.
Not
You're interrupting.
not, Hey, go not to bed, involving Ed. numbers, but it is involving math, Paid. I want to ask you, what's the difference between arithmetic and mathematics? Nobody answered for it. I want to hear what Paid has to say. Paid,
Yeah, I'm out of here. Yeah,
Oh, he's
right.
out of here.
Answer it.
What do you mean he's
Later.
out of here?
answer it.
Arithmetic and mathematics, right? Very good. Yeah. Why don't you just define what
No,
the
no,
difference
no.
between
Question,
up and
bro.
down is,
Explain
right?
it.
No.
Explain it.
Google it yourself. You don't know what it is, Google it. I'm not here to
You
teach
don't know
you.
shit.
I've already
Hey,
Googled
this
it.
sounds pretty silly.
It sounds like you're buying time. It sounds like you're buying yourself
Yeah,
time
but
so you can
me,
Google.
Missy.
You guys need to. This guy is a
Ed,
legend.
quiet. Why
in
you,
flat
dude?
Earth.
Ed, you don't even get along with
guy.
Paid. I don't even get you, Ed.
Don't. Just don't.
Paid NASA shows like his own rogue
Let's
kind
from
of
the
shoot from the hip type bullshitter.
Ed, you know
You're not a
dang well
bullshitter. You guys don't know fucking. And listen to me now. If the Earth was flat and the sun, listen,
don't
no, listen to me.
Doing logic.
Listen to me.
Go on.
Shut up.
Make sure this is a good one.
If the Earth was
Go on.
flat, you could calculate the distance from the flat Earth
No,
to the sun.
wrong. Really bad logic.
If the Earth
Fail.
was flat, it would
Nah.
work because the
Go on.
sun.
do it
You
then?
can't.
Oh, it would
Go on
work.
then. Show us how you do it.
Well,
Go on.
you don't mean you don't. How it would work?
You mean
What do you mean how would you do
you
that?
mean
You
trigonometry would be
Paid.
different?
Listen to me.
Show us.
Yeah.
Show us.
You mean
Show us.
trigonometry would be different?
Come on. Come on, Paid.
Oh no, you guys don't like diagrams. I mean, I hear you rip the rumpus apart for diagrams. You think I'm gonna? I'm not here to
Come
teach you guys. You're
on.
too
Come
stupid.
on.
to
How
talk.
would you
Come
measure
on.
the distance?
Say it again. Say it again. You're not here to teach us.
I'm not here to teach you. I'm definitely not you.
You can't teach us because you don't know shit.
I know it. I know it. You guys, the Rumpus tries to teach you guys, and you guys give him constant shit.
Where would you get the distance from?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Rumpus
I don't know why.
No, Rumpus is not idiot. Rumpus actually is quite intelligent.
Go on, measure the distance. Where would you measure the distance from?
You do it, Professor.
Go on. Distance.
It's trigonometry, guy.
Just the distance.
On,
we know how to measure an angle.
Listen to
we
me.
know how
I'm
we
not
can
talking
do
about
that.
talking people.
We can build the right angle triangle. Where's the distance?
You know what you're talking
That's
about.
correct. Right angle triangle. Someone knows a little bit about trigonometry.
Where's your distance?
So the sun on the 20th on the equinox. Where's the sun?
Where's your distance?
Where's the sun on the equinox?
Why on the equinox?
Distance.
What's that about?
Because it's the easiest
That's
day to do
7
it.
questions you dodged. Now you want them to answer you a question for real?
Where's the sun on the
built
equinox?
into the axioms of imaginometry that you know.
Oh, imaginometry now. Okay, you're out.
Yep.
You don't get to ask me any more questions.
Yep. When asked a question that offends you, you shall immediately obfuscate and
Look who's talking.
the
Imaginometry.
that
You
you
don't know
cannot
trigonometry.
answer. It's not imaginometry, is it?
Where's your evidence?
It's imaginary. It's a study of triangles, angles at the sides. It's nothing. Started by astronomers.
Well, it's not clear yet that
it's simple.
knows what he's talking about.
It's imagine trigonometry because he hasn't got
Look
a
who's talking.
distance.
Look who's talking.
NASA
There's a
Shill
bunch of morons
expects he
here.
can wave an angle on a stick around and measure the distance to the sun.
what does that
Don't
got
you,
to do
NASA
with it?
Shill?
You got the sun. Oh, where's the sun? The sun is over the horizon. You go a known distance
All the way
measure.
over
That's
the horizon.
149.6 million. Okay, so what does that got to do with it, Paid?
Well, if you knew trigonometry, you would understand. You'd
Yeah,
measure
you'd know
the
you'd
angle.
need a distance, NASA Shill. We
You
wouldn't
don't
keep talking about this shite, would you?
You know the
know
distance
that
from-
you
you can
can't do
measure
it.
the
You
distance
wouldn't
from
keep. You wouldn't keep pretending that you know about trigonometry, would you? That'd be fucking ridiculous.
You keep over talking me every time I try to tell you how to do it. You have to
how
over
do
talk
you
me.
do it? No, let's hear you tell us. I'm a dumbass.
No, you you Google it. I'm not here to teach you. You think I'm here to teach? No, I can't educate you. Definitely not you, Montreal. You definitely don't want to be educated. You do not want to be educated.
You can't
If you want to be educated, you would actually not ask me questions about trigonometry. You would actually study it yourself. I can't. No, you guys are unteachable. You guys are the guys. You guys didn't learn it the first time around. You're the guys in the back of the room not studying.
You just
and
don't know, do you?
Come on, bro. We need your
Let's go.
information, man. We need
They
your
used to be called kilometers.
Yeah,
They measure the,
You don't give
the
a
height
shit.
of buildings and trees.
Just which distance are you going with? Come on. Which distance? NASA Shill. Let's go.
Yeah, just let Bev and Paid. Let Bev.
Mm.
Hey, let
Bev
hey,
is actually
I'm a moderator.
has a clue. The rest of you don't.
No,
Well,
Bev.
let's let Bev and
No,
Paige,
moderate. Bev and Paid. Just them two. Go ahead.
No.
Answer him, Paid.
He's called it imaginometry, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No,
Sorry.
answer him.
Distance, Ed. If you can't come up with a distance, you're just
From
making
the equator to your
shit
viewing point.
How do you measure from the equator to your viewing point? I mean, what? That's a triangle.
Oh, well, I'll get a
Really?
big ass tape measure, right?
Right. It's a triangle, though, right, Ed? Ed. NASA Shill, is it? Sorry,
Yeah,
Ed.
the Shill. You're talking to a Shill.
Shill. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
this
a
is a
joke, you can't
triangle. Okay.
That's correct.
Triangle. Right
And
angle.
you know the distance from the equator to where you are.
Triangle must have
You know the distance from where you are.
180 degrees.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me.
Go on.
You know? Do you know the distance? Can you measure the distance from the equator to your location?
I don't
to your
know.
latitude?
You give us a distance. Go on. What is that distance?
It depends on what your latitude is.
Okay, well, go on then. Just give us a distance. We'll do the trigonometry. Give me a distance, please.
3 feet.
3 feet.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Brilliant.
You
Okay,
should have given him a distance, so I gave him a
3
distance.
feet is the bottom of the triangle for trigonometry. Now, we're going to use a triangle, 3 straight sides, and with a right angle. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to measure an angle. What sort of angle do you reckon we'll get? If it's 3
Well, you'd have to measure it, wouldn't you?
feet. What we
You'd have to
looking
measure
at?
it.
What we looking at?
You'd have to measure it, wouldn't
What
you? That's
are
you do with the
we
Earth experiment.
looking at?
I don't know.
The
You'd have to tell
sun?
me.
Is that what we were doing? Is this what we were
Yeah,
doing?
we're
Were
looking
we
at the sun. Actually
measuring
getting
the
shadows from the sun.
distance to the sun with your method for trigonometry?
It would work.
Okay, right.
It would
So
work too.
3 feet
If the Earth was
is
flat,
the
but the Earth isn't
bottom.
flat.
If the bottom of this triangle is 3 feet, and then let's say the angle, the sun could be quite high in the sky, couldn't it? Let's say it's 70 degrees. Yep.
At 3 feet away? No, I don't think so. But go ahead. It's because 3
I don't
feet.
know.
you'd be at
You
30
tell
degrees.
us. I mean, you measured it.
Oh no!
This is
I
your
haven't
method.
measured it. 3 feet.
You
No.
said it wasn't 70 degrees then, so I'll go. What is the angle?
I don't know. You have to measure it.
Okay. So an undisclosed angle. We can't really do trigonometry with this. We've got. We can't make a. All we've got is a distance of 3 feet. That's not trigonometry, is it?
Oh, you have to
Shill.
measure your distance.
Is it
Listen to me.
Shill?
You measure your
Is it?
distance from.
Was
where
one of
you
your
are to the
masters wasn't
equator.
in mathematics, was it?
Oh, it was actually.
Did
But
you
that's
do
another-
any geometry?
I took trigonometry and stayed awake.
So how do you perform trigonometry with
Well,
a
you tell me. You're the expert,
3-foot
apparently.
line? I'm telling you, you can't.
Yes, you can. You can measure.
Go
the
on then,
distance
tell
from
us
where
how
are
you
to the
do it.
equator.
Go.
Measure the distance from where you are to the equator. Measure the angle to the sun. Then you can figure the
So that
distance,
would be
the height above the Earth at the
straight lines, right?
Yeah,
Triangle.
straight lines because
Straight
we're on a flat
lines.
Earth.
Because that's what you use triangles with trigonometry.
Yeah, we're on a flat Earth, right?
Yeah, anytime you ever use trigonometry, you're using trigonometry with a straight line triangle with right angles. It's a right angle triangle. So two of those lines of that triangle are right
Yeah, you know that.
lines.
So how come you think you live on a flat Earth then? If you know that when you do that with more than 3 sticks, they don't point to the same place, right?
That's how triangles are, right? Triangles always have 180 degrees. Otherwise, trigonometry wouldn't work, would it?
No, not always. Not on.
Yes.
Only in
trigonometry.
Euclidean geometry.
Trigonometry.
Only in Euclidean geometry.
Trigonometry is a
Only
right
Euclidean
angle triangle with 180.
Yeah, but you just said a false statement, though. You always said the triangles will always always have 180 degrees.
I say
That's
whenever.
only in
I'll say it
Euclidean.
again. Shill.
Yeah, Bev, trigonometry doesn't need a right angle triangle. You can just use the law of sine and cosine. You don't need the right angle triangle.
But you
It's
break
easier
the
with the right angle
triangle up into right angle triangles, don't you? For the
And he
sine
barely
and
understands
cosine.
1 + 1 = 2. So just give him the break that he needs a right angle.
You
It's easier
do.
to
You
that
do.
way.
You know you need a right angle triangle, right?
Not always.
'Cause you'd
No,
be
you're correct.
silly to say that you don't for trigonometry.
It's easy. That's how you were taught, but you can figure it out if you don't have right angles. But it's a whole lot easier, which is why you do it on
Yeah,
the
you
solstice.
break it down into right angle triangles when you don't have a right angle triangle. It's pretty obvious, but it's
Yes, but you do that via trigonometry, Bev. You don't use the right angle triangle to figure out the right angle triangle. If you haven't got one, you use the trig, you plank.
No, you just drop a perpendicular from the apex.
It's a science about studying spheres. And you've just added it to look at and say, oh, the Earth's a sphere, and it isn't.
You're trying to do...
Trigonometry does not prove a spherical Earth at all.
She's right. She's right. How can you prove a curve using right angle triangles with straight sides?
Listen to me. You're talking over me again.
What you
If
do,
you did these,
you've
if
got
no,
maths.
you're talking over me. You're
I
not listening.
don't care. You've only got math, yeah, to make up.
That's why I don't try to teach you guys, because you don't want to listen.
No, there's nothing to teach. You're
You
lying.
don't teach
You're
anything
teaching lies.
anyway.
You're absolutely teaching lies.
She's right, Shill.
If
She's
you
definitely
did
right.
this experiment
You
on
don't
a
know
flat
what you're
Earth, you would
talking about.
find
This
out-
isn't an
Nope, you're talking over me
experiment.
again.
You numpty. What have you done? What are your masters in?
If you
It's
did
not
this experiment-
mathematics and it's
You're
not
listening to me.
science. It's not an
You
experiment.
don't know.
This
Yeah,
is
says
a
the guy who
measurement. It's
doesn't know math.
trigonometry.
You're not
It's
listening to
not
me.
an experiment.
Your expertise is in talking over people, isn't it? When they try to answer your questions.
It's shutting down bullshitters.
If you're interrupting.
If the Earth was flat, you would find out that the sun must be in 3 locations at the same time.
What?
Who says it's not?
Yeah, because it doesn't work.
Who's to say where the sun is and how it all goes?
The sun is a physical object. Is the sun a real object or not?
Question, dude.
Is the sun a no? That's called a hypothesis. The hypothesis is called.
Dude,
Is
it
the
definitely
Earth
wasn't
flat?
science that you're doing. And it
Yes,
wasn't.
the Earth
It
is
wasn't
flat.
mathematics because your logic is
That's actually how this
flawed.
works. Ah, Professor Phil, are you going to try to teach these guys today? Because there are a bunch of morons here tonight.
Has anyone followed the sun around for 24 hours slowly? Ever? No.
So if the Earth was flat, you could definitely calculate the distance.
Please
to the
do an
sun.
if then.
No, we need to see about what we see and feel.
Because the Earth isn't flat. This
calculations,
experiment, the Earth-Osmosis experiment, will show you that the Earth cannot be flat because the sun must be in 3 locations at the same time with 3 sticks on
You're
the same
looking
latitude.
at a light in the sky and calling it an experiment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not, because you're morons.
This is fantasy, man.
What's the
No, it's not
experiment,
fantasy.
man?
Actually,
Here's it laid out.
I
for
just
me
told
to
you.
read it.
I just told you,
bro.
I
I
want
just
to
told
read
you.
it word
I
for
just gave you.
word. Where did he write it down?
Yeah, you can't read though. That's the problem.
Well, I majored in English. I got a degree.
Yeah, I know. Not definitely not in science. That's for sure.
He didn't.
Definitely
It
not in
wasn't
science,
in
though.
English, was it, Shill? What are your masters in, please?
You go ahead and ask my fan club. They know.
Hey,
Ask
you don't even
Rakia.
know
He's
the
the
No, I
head of
asked.
my
I
fan club.
asked you. I doubt there's any fan club here for you.
I have a fan club.
I just want to
Mark
get
is the head of
conclusions.
it.
Hang on.
Did
Okay,
you not
so
know
does Sin
that?
Cleanser. Sin Cleanser gets it,
If
and
the
so
Earth
Don.
is
They all
flat-
both get chubbies when I show
Hey,
up.
Just
Hey,
not
quiet,
answering
quiet.
questions.
You're hilarious, man. You're
You
absolutely
said
hilarious.
if the Earth is flat, the sun will be in 3 spots.
Yes.
Explain how you come up with that conclusion.
Because
Yeah,
you
but
take
tell me what that means.
Trigonometry from each of the locations points to a
Trigonometry
different
that you don't
different
know what
location.
it is.
I know what
You said
trigonometry
3
is. You
feet,
don't.
and then you messed. Why couldn't you get past 3
distances?
feet?
Trigonometry is just math.
Yeah, you
It's
don't know.
I said to
degree.
give him a distance. I gave him a distance because it's so.
You said 3 feet, and then you fell apart, and it was weird. And you don't know trigonometry.
I know trigonometry. You don't know trigonometry.
So, Paid, if I'm
Oh,
Paid,
God.
hang on. I just want to ask him a question. I want to ask him a question. Paid. So, say you're 1,000 miles away from me, right? I'm looking at the sun 90 degrees, right? And you're looking at a 45-degree angle, right? Are you looking through more of a denser atmosphere?
Oh, so you. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Like I know the answer to this one. Hold on. I know the answer to this one. I'm gonna post it here for you.
Wow. Me.
Are you looking?
He couldn't even tell us the difference between
No,
arithmetic
hold on.
and
I'm gonna tell you.
mathematics.
I'm gonna post. I'm gonna tell you the answer to this one. Let me
I
find
just
it.
want to know, are you looking through
I
more
got a
of a
diagram
denser
for you.
layer
Hold on a
of-
second. Hold on a second. I got the answer for you.
Just don't embarrass yourself again, man. Just you're
This is
already.
why I'm reading Mariner's logs
I
because
can't
they
find it.
use
Hold on, where
the
is
sun
it?
and stars to route their journeys. So that's
Here
what
it
I'm
is. Right here. Here you go. I posted it.
Fracture. This guy. So, are you looking through more of a denser layer of atmosphere, Paid?
Wow.
Than me.
Let's answer your question. See, the thing is, you're looking straight up though, so the refraction is almost negligible.
Okay, but what about your angle? You're looking at it at a 45
Still almost
degree angle.
negligible.
What
Almost negligible. 'cause
Where's
you're
your
looking up.
distance?
Almost.
Close enough.
Where's your distance?
See, the problem is you guys are thinking absolutes. So I guess we have to suck all the atmosphere off of the Earth
Kidding me,
before.
man? Are you kidding me right now? You
What?
posted a parrot that said refraction. You
Yep,
don't know what
that's the
that
answer.
means. This was
Yeah,
the
that-
cop
What
out
does that
argument
mean?
for you. Are you for real?
No, that's what that's Don's whole thing. Oh,
No,
refraction.
I would say it's magnifying a little bit, slightly.
No, wrong.
Well, if you're looking at it in a different perspective through a denser layer of atmosphere, you're telling me. So what happens with the moon
you
at
know how thick the
high
atmosphere
noon
is?
versus horizon?
Well, that's different.
That's different.
Oh yeah, because you get below about 15 degrees, and that's when you start seeing.
Hey,
refraction.
hold on, Peyton, what's your best opinion about the globe? Like, if you could think about the globe and all its glory, what would be your strongest opinion? Like, can you tell us something you feel confident about?
Well, I know it's not flat.
So, can you explain to me why the moon appears to be larger at the horizon than it does in the mid sky?
You know, that's an interesting one. That appears to be an optical illusion. That's an interesting one.
Oh, but it can't happen with the sun.
I'm not
But it
talking about.
can't
We're talking
happen
about
with the
noon
sun.
now. We're talking noon and the sun.
Yeah, but you're looking at a
Actually.
different angle. So you're going
we're
to do
talking
the
noon at the sun and
you're
not,
going to do
not
the
close to the horizon.
Eratosthenes experiment
Noon.
in one spot.
Noon. No,
I thought you
three
got to do
spots.
it in distance, like 500 miles away. I
Yeah,
thought he
something
did
like
it
that.
500 miles.
So you see slightly.
Okay,
you know,
so-
but you see the
So
problem
it's
is you guys
noon-
always.
so your
oh,
noon is my
refraction. I'm
noon?
sorry. Yeah, it's refraction.
your
I'm
noon is
sorry.
my noon.
You can't do anything. Yes, if you're on the same line of longitude, yes.
So my noon is your noon. We're
If you're
both
on the
looking
same
at
line,
the sun in
longitude,
the same
yes.
angle.
No. When the sun is the highest in the sky, local noon. And that is the Artasi's experiment, by the way.
Hey,
The fact that difference.
Where did you get longitude from? Where did this come in? Yeah, where did that
Well, you
come
need to
in?
be in the same line of longitude in order to do the Artasi's
What do you
experiment.
mean longitude?
Oh, you know what
Where'd
I mean.
you
Go
get
Google
that?
it. Google it.
Google longitude. What are you talking
Google it.
about?
Google it.
What?
No, dude, I'm a flat earther, man. I'm dumb. You gotta explain.
Yeah,
longitude.
well, you can Google it at least.
What are you talking about?
Google longitude. If you don't know what longitude is, can Google
I
it.
gotta figure it out, eh? The old Google it trick.
So, Pate, are you telling me that the denser layer atmosphere would not act upon the light source at all whatsoever? Like the sun won't appear here to me, but it's there to you, or from some like if we had 3 people, or 4
it'll
people.
look in a different spot, yeah, because we're in different latitudes. That is the Artasi's experiment.
Ah, so you can't pinpoint the sun with trigonometry.
Yes, you can actually.
Oh,
If the Earth was flat, you could. If the Earth was flat, you could. Is the sun a real object?
What do you mean? Yeah. What are you saying?
If the Earth was flat, but it's not because the Artasi's experiment disproves the flat Earth.
So you can't pinpoint the sun, then, right?
Yes, it does.
You can't. You can't
pinpoint
do
the sun.
trigonometry.
You can't
do trigonometry.
The only way for the sun to be in the same location is for the Earth.
So
to
you
be
can't
curved.
do trigonometry on the sun. Then is that what you're saying? You could
but
you could only do that on a flat Earth. Is what you just said.
No, that's not what I said. You're
Well,
taking my words out of context.
Go on
again.
then. What did you say then? Go on. Say
I
it
say
again.
you can't. If the Earth was flat, the sun must be in 3 locations at the same time with 3 people at 3.
Oh, you've changed it. That's
And who
what
told you
said.
that
No,
bullshit?
I said the same thing. I told you the same thing. You just understand it differently. I'm trying to put it differently.
He told me that, didn't he? And we will all see a
What?
different type of sun.
Yes, I told you that. That's you see a different. That's the Artasi's experiment. That is what
We're
it is.
doing
If you're at
trigonometry.
if you're at different latitudes on the same longitude.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by
Are
that?
you kidding?
Google it.
Are you
Google it.
pulling it out of your ass?
Google it.
All right, Google
Google it.
eh?
We're out on the field at the minute.
I was hoping that I would have
It's a
some big
2-dimensional. I'll give you a rundown. It's a 2-dimensional coordinate system, right? For a 2-dimensional surface, right? Everyone knows what a 2-dimensional surface is. So in order to have a 2-dimensional surface, what we need is a 2-dimensional coordinate system. Luckily, we've got latitude and longitude, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's good.
That's a start, Peyton.
And that would help us, right, when we were doing trigonometry, wouldn't it? Because we could use that 2-dimensional surface as one of the baseline of every triangle.
Well,
couldn't we?
We could use the angles. Yeah, we could use those angles.
And you could use a vertical from that to make a a right angle. Yeah. You've got a horizontal and then a vertical. You could make a right angle triangle, and then you could use trigonometry just anywhere you wanted to.
Yeah, but you assuming that surfaces are flat.
Can you imagine that? Being
No,
able to
I
use
can't, Bev.
trigonometry
All
in that
surfaces
way.
aren't flat, Bev.
I still don't get how he doesn't think the atmosphere, the denser layer atmosphere, won't affect your measurements at all. I don't get that he doesn't.
Because it's at noon and you're looking at the sun that's 30
not the
arc minutes
point.
big.
Bro, you're still not getting it.
You're not
at all
getting it.
whatsoever.
You're just trying to throw
I'm
some
getting
shit
it.
against the wall and see what sticks. The fact that it has almost zero effect and can be waved as negligible, you just don't want to do it because you see this the shadow doesn't sit there and flicker. There's no movement in the shadow. It's the sun at noon. My God.
My God. Hey, Shill, you are one of the few people that would say these things online with this much confidence. Well, there's a couple of Rumpus was here, but shout out to making the effort, man.
Are we meant to be spinning around the sun so fast that we can't see ourselves spinning around the sun? Is that what they're trying to make us believe?
Yeah, it's a mess.
So when I'm laying there and watching the sun and the moon and the stars, and it's all so surreal and coming across slowly, I'm going so fast that I'm being misled in what I'm seeing.
What are you talking about? What? How is it fast?
Well, they're
It
going
takes
into
a
the
year to
heliocentric
go
model
around
now.
the sun.
Hang on,
If it takes...
we're supposed to be going around 1,000 miles an hour. Going around the sun,
Oh,
which is
God.
actually
Another
94
person
I was
who's
just
afraid of
laughing
digging
and
up.
gently saying it going
not-
around.
No, I don't even. I don't.
Chrissy, not only that, there's a tilt, right? There's a tilt,
What?
and then there's a tilt, right? So in the southern hemisphere for the summertime, we're 3 million miles away from the sun and their system.
Yeah, and we got to
And
go
then-
around that in 24 hours. Yeah.
It's an elliptical orbit, right? Yeah. So and then
No, we don't go around the sun in 24 hours.
Right.
We don't go round the sun at all.
No, I know, but as in, I'm
That's the
trying to
heliocentric model.
imagine.
Which is something we're not talking about. I thought we were talking about the
Sorry,
flat Earth today. I
okay,
didn't know we were
I'm
talking about the
sorry.
heliocentric model.
No, I'm just
Okay, so
trying to.
why
You're just trying to appease them with the model, aren't you? You're just stroking their ego a bit there.
I want to know
Playing
why
with-
it's not hotter.
Playing with the balls.
I want to know why it's
Tilt.
not hotter in Antarctica summertime compared to the northern hemisphere because it's closer to the sun, right?
It's tilted. Yeah, it's tilted. That's
Tilted.
It's closer to the sun.
It's tilted.
So why is
It's
it
not.
hot?
It's not tilted.
So why is it
It's
not
horizontal.
hotter?
Horizontal doesn't have a
22
tilt on it. What are you talking about?
The Earth is.
How do
The
you
Earth is
distinguish
tilted relative
tilt?
to its orbit.
There's no tilt.
Isn't
You've
there
not
a
been talking
wobble
to
too?
aliens, have you?
This is rough. Man.
See, this is the problem. Is that Sin? I always think Sin is an idiot. Then he pulls some stuff out. So it's obvious that he studied this stuff.
Well,
He
there's
just
a
comes to the wrong
tilt
conclusion.
and a wobble and a rotation and a great attractor somewhere in there.
Yeah, it gets
You got a
closer to
big-
the sun and further.
I don't
You're
know how
getting,
you do
you're
it,
getting
man.
to your,
I don't know how
Right
you
here.
do it.
you're getting
Right
all
here,
your,
Penny.
you're getting all these things mixed up,
Right
and
there,
you don't
Paige. I
understand.
posted it right there. So why in Antarctica?
How eccentric is that orbit? How eccentric is
So
that
why-
orbit? How
Eccentric.
eccentric is that orbit?
What's an orbit? You know, it's a straight
How,
line. An orbit.
how eccentric is that orbit?
You know.
How eccentric is the Earth's orbit?
You know,
Don,
an
you know?
orbit's
Why
a
don't you let him
straight line,
finish
don't you?
talking?
Because he's not tense. Because he's trying to please. This is a highly eccentric orbit that is nowhere close to the Earth's orbit. If you saw the Earth's orbit in a diagram, you would think it's a perfect
Eccentric,
circle.
did you call it? Eccentric.
That's just
Eccentric.
There you
That's
go.
my accent. I'm sorry.
Curve.
I have an accent.
It's very
So
eccentric.
why-
Eccentric.
So the summertime for Antarctica, why is it not hotter than the north, like Canada, in their summertime? Can you explain that?
What?
Well, they're closer to the sun than we are, so we get 3 million miles away.
Yeah, 3 million miles out of how many?
3 million miles is a lot, dude. That's a big distance, bro.
No, sorry, not when you have your baseline is 93 million.
How did you measure that baseline? Sorry, again.
You're gonna go over.
Yeah. How did you
Um,
measure your distance?
Oh God.
We're too stupid, Bev, remember?
Yes,
Well,
you are
yeah.
actually.
Well, before you were measuring your distance by using trigonometry, but you didn't
no,
know.
I said if the Earth was flat, you could do that.
Oh
The
right.
Earth
Well,
isn't
how
flat, so you can't do that.
how
What
did
does that
you do
even
that
mean?
then? How did you do
What
it?
do you mean? What do you mean? If the Earth was flat,
How did you measure? Because you just came up with a number before. How did you measure it? Because you said only before, if the Earth was flat, you'd be able to measure it. But you've measured
Well,
it,
if the
so
Earth
does
was
that
flat-
mean that
if
the Earth's flat?
If the Earth was flat, you could do it quite simply, and you'd find out that you would come up with 3 different answers with 3 different sticks. How about that?
But you
Of course,
you
that's
said
what
you
I mean.
you came up with a distance. Is the Earth
Yeah.
flat? Because you said earlier, if the Earth
Nope,
was flat,
you
you would
misunderstood
be
what I
able to
said.
measure it.
You'd be able to measure it with the Eratosthenes experiment.
We can measure it. We can see the rays.
How did you measure it? Was the question.
Google it. If you don't,
Yeah,
Google
you
it.
meased it by Googling it. Brilliant.
Just
That's
Google
it's fancy.
Hey,
Matt
Bev.
Google's brilliant.
It's difficult for you. As a, you can, how,
That was easy.
Did you measure?
Is that what you did your masters in? Google. You did your
When he
masters in
says
Google it.
that's technical jargon for I don't know shit.
No, it's
It
called
is, yeah.
Google. I'm not here to teach you
He's
shit.
a researcher, man.
I've got a master's
here-
in
I'm not
telling people to
I'm not here-
Google it.
that's
How
correct.
how
I'm not here-
how much did
I'm
that
not
one
here to
cost?
teach you simple stuff that you should have learned in high
I should
school.
have just Googled it, man.
Yeah, just
now,
Google
now
it.
that I
Wait,
think
yeah.
about it, I should have just
You
Googled
should.
Why are
it.
you even here? Why are you even here? You may as well.
I'm here for the
we
amusement.
we
I'm
could
here
just
for the
get
amusement.
everybody to say Google it,
Here we
right?
go.
And we'll
Gently check
pretend
this
you were
time.
here.
There you go.
Yeah, just like
Check-
you, Bev.
Here,
Somebody
click on
who
Gently. He Googled it
talks
for you because you're too
shite
lazy.
does nothing
Since you're
but
too
says
lazy to
Google it.
Google it. Since you're too lazy to Google it, Jin did it for you.
I'm just gonna have to Google it, man.
Yeah, somebody else Googled it for you. Don't worry about it.
Someone else Googled it for you since
Yeah.
you're too lazy. You can't figure that out.
No, I'm not lazy. I'll just Google it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right, so we
for a
had
change. And then
trigonometry.
don't ask me stupid questions like how we figure out the distance to the sun.
Nobody's asking you questions, mate, because everyone knows you don't know anything. You don't know anything
I know quite a bit,
at all.
actually. You just
Nobody's bothered really.
I don't know. I know that you're an idiot.
We're just here to tell you now that we know that you don't know fuck all. You're useless.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we had trigonometry for years, bro. So why did they get the distance of the sun wrong the first time? They used to say it was 3 million miles away.
That was a long time
of
ago. They
these
said
guys-
that.
I thought these guys knew their math, and they've been messing around with it for a while now.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. That's how science works. That's how science works. We come up with better methods of doing it.
Well, I don't know if that's how
It's better than you guys. I mean, 3 million miles is better than you guys. You guys think it's like, what, 30 miles away or stuck to the frickin' firmament or something?
You can't science geometry. And
Yes, you
trigonometry, unfortunately, is geometry for you. It's like it's not scienceable.
It is, actually.
It's not.
This is a mess.
It's definitely not scienceable at all. You can't manipulate a variable. You've got distances and angles. They are exact.
Hey, what's your thoughts on this right here? He keeps posting this in the chat. Fluffer Nerfer. These
the capillary action one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What's your thoughts on that? They keep
Google it.
Google capillary action.
They keep trying to use this as a photo of water.
Curve, Bob.
flat.
Google it right
Not
now. I
being
swear to
flat.
God.
Man, you guys don't know how to Google it? I'm not here to teach you. I'm
Yeah,
serious.
you already
You
taught
guys
me
are
everything.
unteachable.
Good job.
And tell us what you're here for again.
I'm here to laugh at you guys for being dumb. That's why.
Are you laughing at us, you think?
Yeah, I'm laughing at you.
How's it going tonight?
Yeah.
They're just spewing fucking bullshit everywhere.
Oh, not bullshit. The bullshit is that the Earth is flat. That's the bullshit. What's your best proof the Earth is flat, Ben?
It's not. It's got a measurable elevation
Googled it.
change.
There's no evidence the Earth is flat.
All of the horizontals are parallel. That's how we measure
incorrect.
elevation changes.
That's incorrect.
It's not. It's the damn truth. I'll tell you.
Evidence, citation.
Evidence, Beth.
Evidence for.
Ed, be quiet.
Evidence that they're all parallel.
Evidence.
Be quiet, Ed.
Exactly.
Take your Geritol, Ed.
Exactly. That's what you guys do. Shout him down when he has a point. When he has a point you guys can't answer, we'll just shout him down. I have Googled it, and I've come to the conclusion there's no proof that the Earth is flat.
Are horizontals parallel? Let's have a look at that.
Evidence, evidence for that.
We see. We can Google
Right,
it.
hey,
I'll
so-
Google it for you.
What- hey,
See what it comes up with. Just a random Google.
What is?
How do you know the
tell
Earth
me.
is a sphere if we don't have data in Antarctica?
I mean, we don't have data in Antarctica.
Yeah, we don't have data in Antarctica. You don't know
He's
that?
also a little gap in Google Maps, and now he thinks we never have data across.
No, we don't have data in Antarctica.
Yeah,
bro.
because of Google Maps, right? Because of Google Maps, Don.
What's wrong with Google
Yeah.
Maps? I get all my information from
means,
Google.
that means nobody else on Earth has
Are
the
you trying
data
to tell
of that
me?
area, right, Sinclair?
Okay, so how do you
I
get
just
the how do you
Googled
get
it. Now you're saying I can't use
Just because
Google.
Google Maps doesn't have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Doesn't have it.
Jesus Christ, man! I just Googled this. What do you mean it's wrong?
So you can't.
People who think the Earth is a sphere, so
I don't know what to do, man. You
Paige.
can't, you're damned if you Google. You're damned if you don't. You know. At this point,
Yeah,
Maybe you should have. Maybe you should be in the Shakespeare room and not in here and talking physics.
So can you tell me that, Paige?
Good
How do we
point.
have the How do we have the circumference if we don't have Antarctica mapped out?
We do have Antarctica mapped out, though. Actually, pretty well.
Really? So the center of Antarctica, we have data on that.
Yeah.
this argument again, people have sailed
But
around.
because Google Earth has everything, and so therefore it's. I got you. Okay. Yeah. Wrong. That's just a projection that they use for because not too many people are looking for living in Antarctica at the South Pole.
Maybe that's a show.
Oh,
Whale
is
is
that
trying
your
to talk.
excuse?
Can we let Lael say something? Lael?
Actually, he's pretty soft. Let me boost him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lael's trying to make a good point.
One point: if people have truly sailed around Antarctica, they don't need to go to the center to get the circumference.
Do you have evidence they did? Do you have evidence they did that? Do you have proof they sailed it?
The Vente Globe. Look it up.
Australia, they don't need to go to center Australia to see what the radius of Australia would be. They've sailed around it. They know the distance around Antarctica.
If I go around my city and I tell people I went around my state, do I have proof I went around my state? I just went around my city.
That was pretty
So
stupid.
how do you have proof for this? They could have just went. They went down and came up.
No evidence of that, Don.
There's no evidence that they went around Antarctica. There's no evidence of them going around Antarctica, dude.
Oh, there's the Vente Globe?
None.
Except for the personal testimonies of going around Antarctica. You guys are high on personal testimonies.
There's no proof.
I don't know where Antarctica is.
You're denying it.
Of course not.
Know
Of
where
course not.
Antarctica is.
There's
You know how to fix that, don't you? No, fix that, don't you?
I know what you're gonna tell me, and I don't want to pull it up right now, but I don't know
Google
where this. Yeah, well, I figured you say that, but how do you know where Antarctica is, Peyton Shill?
Google
How do you know? Yeah, well, I shouldn't have asked you. Lael, do you have a better guess?
I want proof that they went around Antarctica.
Google it. Yeah.
Forget that. Google it. What the?
That's what I was worried about. I wonder if there's some truth to things that I can't Google. What is there something true about my world that I can't just Google, or is it all?
You're on Discord. You got to Google that though to make sure you know you're on Discord.
No, because I'm talking to flat earthers and they're telling me, I don't know. There seems to be reason to I should suspect Google.
Hey, do you have proof you're talking?
Of course, if you zoom out on Google Earth, you end up with a globe. By the way.
Yeah, I know it's horrible looking too.
Hey, Don, what's Antarctica look like from Google Earth?
Oh, I was gonna. I'll post it. Hang on. It's funny looking.
I've not seen these Antarctica pictures.
All you gotta do is.
Have you seen the Buddha praying on Google Earth?
I'm trying to get Google Earth.
Have you seen the lizard head in Google Earth? The big giant dragon head?
No, I haven't seen that.
There's all these interesting cartoonish artifacts that look, there's some symbolization there.
Don, can I just get a picture of Antarctica?
Yeah, I'm trying to upload it.
I was trying to share.
Wow, now it looks different. Holy smokes! Why does it keep changing down there?
I didn't know that it had triangles. Perfect, squished little triangles coming together.
That's what that is, don't you?
There you go. I mean,
tell me.
You wouldn't believe how hard it is to find something to say
out.
About geometrically, but
why don't you just tell me?
horizontal lines are parallel.
Because, if I tell you, I'm just a globe earther who's lying to you, right?
You're gonna tell me what? I haven't heard it yet. Tell me.
Oh.
Why are you afraid? Sounds like you're afraid.
No, I'm not afraid. I'm not here to teach you though.
What is it?
Look how different that looks, guys. Every time I go back to Google Earth, the center of Antarctica looks different every time.
Yeah, clouds move, yeah.
So this is Google. Is this Google Earth?
Yeah, the center.
Yeah,
look at all that. I'm not talking about the clouds, Ed.
Nice, clouds.
Wait a second. Isn't the explanations they can't fly the satellites over the South Pole? That's why it looks like that?
Yeah, they don't have no data in the center.
There's the South Pole. Is there?
What was page?
That must disprove everything. That must disprove everything, man. That must fucking disprove everything, man. Wow.
Is that correct, Page Shill? Is that correct?
Where's your citation data?
Is that correct? They can't fly satellites over the South Pole, so that's why it looks like that.
Fly satellites over the South Pole.
Well, wait a second. What is the reasoning for the? What's your explanation for why it looks like that? Tell me.
What's yours?
I already told you they can't fly the satellites over it. What's your?
Yeah, citation for that.
I'll give you a citation after you tell me what yours
Well,
is.
yeah, they're just missing. Ed, they're just missing from the pictures, man. The South Pole is the place that they're not showing in Google Earth, man.
Well, they got the North Pole as well. The North Pole. The North Pole.
So here.
Yeah, I was listening on the side there, and it's the most boringest show I'd ever fucking listened to until I turned up, funnily enough, and educated you all. Crazy, isn't it? I'm probably the thickest one here, and I have to educate you all. Water does not follow the shape of the container or the floor that it's on. Water flows until it reaches its own fucking level. Doesn't follow a fucking curve. If the earth is dropping, it would run off. Doesn't follow a fucking curve. If the earth is dropping, it would run off. End of story. That's where water's going. I'm not actually talking to these in here because I think these are too far gone. There are people that you just cannot recover. You've got to give up on them. I'm talking to your audience on YouTube. I want everybody on YouTube to understand my passion. I am not indoctrinated. I've rid myself of all that nonsense, and now I look around me and judge by what I see around me. And what I see around me is any test of water is flat when undisturbed or unaffected by another force. Doesn't follow a fucking curve. It lies flat, and that is what it is. Earth is not flat. We know it's not flat because we have mountains, valleys, and trenches at the bottom of the oceans. Whatever it is we're living on is undulating. But what water does, it shows us that there is no curvature drop. Doesn't follow a fucking curve. So I do not know what we're living on, but I know what we're not living on. Water would not do what it does on a ball. Now you all want to ask yourself, honestly, if you are honest and not paid shills like some of these, ask yourself honestly this question. I had to, and it was very painful, and I can help wherever I can, but it is painful because we've all been indoctrinated with this nonsense. Bev on Try Thinking is exactly right. We all have the same horizontal and we all have the same vertical. Whatever it is we're living on, it is generally a flat plane. But Earth isn't flat. Earth undulates. Peace, man.